Morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to welcome everybody to our February 26th Commissioners Court meeting. Let the record reflect that we have a quorum. All the commissioners are here. I would like to call the meeting to order. I ask that you please stand and join me in the I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor and thanks the flag. I pledge allegiance to the United one state under God, one and indivisible. Commissioner, would you lead us in the word of prayer, please?
Yes, sir. Judges, this reminds me of at church on Wednesday night, Sunday night. You really see the people who want to show up and participate. All right. Would you agree? Because I didn't tell you, they don't come anymore. All right. Lord, thank you for the time that we can come together and do the county's business. We'd ask that you guide us in these decisions and watch over us and the county and be with this country and our county elected officials and all that we do. Just let us always glorify you and all of our actions. Go with us, guide and direct us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. That's where you guys go on the top, 3/4 of an acre. Yes, sir. I had surveys and corrections. I just handled these research. I actually did. Well, I got just how did you? Yeah. Item number 4, public comments. Come on. We'll blaze right fast there then. Item number 5, announcement of possible discussion of items of public and community interest for which no action will be taken. So I got 3 different copies of a notice to counties and municipalities about a energy pipeline, not a pipeline, a transmission line, their electricity and not gas company, but anyway, that's going to come from around the Willis area and run all the way to the Laefield to Harburg 500 kW transmission line south of Toledo Bend Reservoir in Newton County, and it's going to come. There's already one that runs, it runs kind of like through Evergreen, kind of parallel to 150. When it gets to Evergreen, it kind of goes a little bit north of there and follows, it crosses right there at Gene Reisner's place. Crosses the old Hoop place, goes in there on Bobby Leisner and Frank McMurray. They tried to hit the bigger landowners so they wouldn't be near houses. And anyway, they're going to put in a new transmission line. And there's a website. Anybody that's within 500 feet, according to this letter, got a copy of this package. I got one because it clips the edge of my place out there. The district attorney got one because it's real close to his place as well. But there's trying to find 293 segments of the pipeline. They got them in little short segments. And then, so when you look at the map and look where you are, you can see what segment affects you. The reason I want the public to know about that, but I also got a letter from Energy. And they send me out a letter that they want me to put my letterhead on and sign this letter, and it basically says that we're aware of it. But it also says, where is that part at? Talks about the fact that there are no, letter confirms no violations or alleged violations of any zoning, subdivision, building, fire, or similar ordinances, and no application for rezoning, subdivision, or other with respect to the project pending. In addition, there are no San Jacinto County rules or ordinance regarding buffer zone, setback, area, height, zoning, or parking requirements, noise or odor, or nuisance restrictions, visibility restrictions, decommissioning, or other similar rules or regulations affecting the ownership, construction, and operation. Now, I know on pipelines that we have a permit process, and if they cross a county road, I'm not sure if that includes looking down on this end. Some of these guys, I've never seen it. This is the first time we've ever had an application like this that I recall. But they sent us this notice. I'm sure they must have when they did the first one, but that other transmission line, I say, that's been a number of years ago. But I guess we may not charge a fee when they go overhead across one of our roads. They're going to cross a lot of our roads, but unless they had to, and during the construction, put some kind of anchor cable or something like it in our right of way, I guess we wouldn't have one.
I guess at some point they have to acknowledge that they are crossing. They acknowledge everybody else, right?
Well,
they're supposed to be putting one in from crossing the river, the upper portion of the lake, and over.
that's one of the that's one of the legs. I mean, it calls for going up above, around, well, upper in your end of the county, the north end, and then there's drawings that show it coming below the dam, right back down.
So we got a bunch of those too.
We actually did get, one notice was specific to the county, and it described a 6.6 acre tract that the county owns, and the Robert Rankin is crossing it. Well, what that is that portion of the road behind Chico where, what's the name of that subdivision? The one that Commissioner McAnally, when he was out of office, built the roads in, and then Keith, Jane, and it's right behind Chico. It's behind Hollywood Forest. That, and because I read the field notes, and that's the we don't have a 6.6 acre tract out there other than the road itself. And I don't know where they come up with 6.6 acres. But we were notified as a landowner on that one tract, but I hadn't seen anything else. Anyway, maps for greater detail and additional project information are available on the project's website, www.energytexas.com/transmission. Pull that up. That's kind of odd, though.
They charge us higher up here. They charge us at the fire just do though.
Well, this is energy. They charge us nothing.
Chico.
This is energy. This ain't Chico.
But they still buy their power from energy. Chico.
We don't deal directly with them, but I don't know what they charge us. So, I'm not sure why, I guess this is just a reference, but they had around the letters that came out back in April of last year, because they had a number of open houses, one in Livingston, one in Willis, and one in Jasper, back in May of last year. I think we were right in the middle of the flood during that time. We couldn't have got to the, some of us couldn't get out of the county, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, just bringing that out here. Anybody else got anything else that needs bringing up? I know we had a nice crowd at the baking dinner the other night. Somehow I ended up 4 more tickets to that. I'm holding my wallet. Did you end up with some as well? Oh, okay. I've never been to that. Not to that high-powered suite. That's very, it's gonna be nice. Nothing else that y'all need to bring up? We have a big car meeting tomorrow. No, in Houston. We do, and it's not in the way out in the wilderness. It's yeah, actually, he got a key to the garage.
I see some people standing out there, and they told me they were hot, so I called them.
All right, y'all have anything else that will,
I think don't all the stickers coming in March. We start selling the 4th, don't we?
March 4th, they expire at the end of the month.
Yeah, so you don't have a sticker for your car, for your trash and all that, it's coming. Get in there, just new stickers.
I do, I don't know how many of y'all, some of y'all are going to know him, Betty knows. Dr. Wayne McAfee passed away here a couple of days ago. He delivered a whole lot of folks' kids around here. He grew up in Toledo Bend Reservoir, was a doctor over there in Conroe for years. Fine.
Over today, baseball starts Saturday. Shepherd, I don't know about Coach Train, if it starts or not. On Sunday,
Put me into about 200 on the cakes, and I'll catch up
Cold
with you.
Springs is next, not this Saturday, but Cold Springs is not this Saturday, but
Shepherd's this Saturday.
Saturday.
With their new concession stand, thanks to all the commissioners and the fire commissioners and everybody else. Thanks, y'all.
State of Jacksboro.
Yes.
The state of Jacksboro.
They know them.
Yeah, that's good. All right. Don't have anything else under item 5. We're going to move down to item number 10. Consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve or to acknowledge the 2024 continuing education transcript of tax assessor clerk Betty Davis. Betty, as long as you've been doing this, I figured you were teaching at those classes.
I'll make that motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Latino, a second by Commissioner Mars. All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Aye, there. Unanimous. 5-0. Good. Natural education requirements for the year. Good deal. We got a whopping 0.5 hours to carry over to next year. Item number 11. Consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve if the constable is granted the front office, tax office, to have the constable's old office for records/research.
so ago, we kind of come to agreement that we was going to give that to the permanent office. And the reason nobody's utilized it was, kind of what I've been hearing is that, Neil had some stuff in there that was under, I guess, case reports and different things that nobody could really do nothing with, and that's why nobody's utilized it, as far as I know of.
I don't remember voting with you to bring anybody, to be honest. I do know that if they moved a lot of the stuff, there may be a few things still in there. You talking about moving the whole permanent office over here, or them having two separate offices? That wouldn't.
You know, there's some marks fixing to be no longer a mayor, maybe he could utilize some of it too when he's over here.
So I don't think this is going to come to a conclusion real fast. So can we move to 19 to handle the crowd we have in here too? You come back to this one?
They're not enjoying here. No,
They may be. I come down there.
You know, I talked to Luke about maybe the constable putting a room like his office, like everybody else's kind of is, as far as the precincts are.
Oh, out Chumley?
Yeah.
Well, they got enough room in that kitchen over there.
There you go.
They got a banquet hall over there for break area.
Hey, there's a meeting, we'll take tomorrow. I think we got our room on other places, but still.
Well, I'll move this one. I'll make a motion to give the old constable precinct 1 office to Betty Davis's office.
I'll second that. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed?
No.
So, raise your hand if you're opposed. You're opposed too? So what to them, baby girl?
No, I think that what I had heard is Ray was wanting that one, and then where Ray is, Betty's getting that for storage. Is that what we're doing? If that's what you are willing to do,
We're
I'll.
kind of doing it out of order. We're giving Betty Ray's office right now on this item.
There you
So
go.
Ray's fixing to be kicked out.
Okay, yep.
So I'm confused. Everybody that's before this, raise your hand. Everybody that's against it, raise your hand. All right, passes 3-2. Now that's the storage you've been wanting for years and years and years.
So now where are you going to put the constable in?
We're going to get to that. 3-2. We know they've done their hygiene. Item number 19, consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve, present Community Builder Award for Matt Morale and South Lodge to Charlene Smith of the San Jacinto County Senior Citizen Center.
Turn my hearing aid down so I don't talk so loud, so I will talk louder. Your Honor, Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Roger Short, and I represent Mountain Royal Masonic Lodge number 37 here in Cold Spring. The Grand Lodge of Texas and Mountain Royal Lodge number 37 are proud to announce their program for the recognition of outstanding individuals in the community. The award is called the Community Builder Award and has been developed to serve as an integral part of the Masonic Lodge's Community Relations Program. Mount Morale Lodge number 37 has been continuously operating in Cold Spring for 177 years. It is 23 and 1/2 years older than the county in which it now resides, and the newly annexed state of Texas was only 13 months old when the first lodge meeting of Mount Morale Lodge convened at Mount Pleasant, which is now Cold Spring. The Community Builder Award has been designed to enable the lodge to recognize outstanding non-Masons who have distinguished themselves through their service to the community, to the local, state, or national government, to their church or synagogue, or to humanity. Thus, the award is to be presented to individuals who, although they have never been initiated into Masonry, have followed the same precepts, ideals, and standards that have been established for Masonic behavior. It is emphasized that the Community Builder Award is not necessarily designed to be given only to obvious leaders of the community, those in the limelight, although they certainly must be considered. Mount Morale Lodge and Masonic lodges are encouraged to seek out men and women who, year in and year out, quietly and without fanfare, show their devotion to their community and its people without the expectation of rewards and honors. Every community has individuals who have earned the Community Builder Award over and over again. We may find them in service clubs, in the public school system, in religious activities, in public office, in military or patriotic organizations, and all sorts of volunteer work, everywhere we look often but do not see. Such a person is Mrs. Charlene Smith. Charlene was born in Houston and was raised in Denver, Harburg. She and her husband Floyd purchased their home in Stevens Creek in 1984 just for a place to go on weekends, never dreaming they would retire in Cold Spring. Her father owned his own business, so she was very familiar with what it took to run a business. Charlene found her dream job as a production scheduler at Reynolds Metals Company. After working at the can plant for 19 years, the Houston plant shut down in 1997. She was 3 years away from retirement. So Reynolds transferred her to Fort Worth can plant. After a year, the Boss Corporation purchased Reynolds, and their retirement program was different. Her home, her family, and her heart were in Houston, so she ended up leaving her job in Fort Worth. The only home they had at the time was at the lake, so they decided to give it a year before they would move back to Kingwood. The rest is history. Didn't take long to realize their home and heart was here in Cold Spring. Charlene became very involved in her church, teaching in vacation Bible school for several years. She was a very active board member and officer of their homeowners association. In 2014, Charlene became interested in volunteering at the senior center. Within a few months, she was on the board and then president of the board. When she realized the senior center was having major financial problems, Charlene and another board member took over the operation and worked very hard to get the center out of debt by having many fundraisers, including her famous Patsy Cline performance. Charlene has been involved in the Women's League, serving as treasurer for 5 years, and as a 60-year member of the Masonic Order of the Eastern Star. In 2017, the center finally had enough money to hire an administrator. Gail Irwin was hired, and when she passed away in January 21, Charlene decided to take the job since she was at the center most every day anyway. Today, the center is thriving due to her commitment and dedication. Hundreds of senior citizens benefit from this center as they serve a well-balanced lunch meal for a nominal, or in some cases, no charge. Every weekday they serve it and deliver meals to shut-ins as well, and provide exercise and dance classes for anyone who wants to participate. The rest of the community benefits from the resale shop bargains, which profits help fund the center. In 2021, Charlene was presented with the Citizen of the Year Award by the Cold Spring Chamber of Commerce. It's my honor on behalf of Grand Lodge of Texas and Mount Morale Masonic Lodge number 37 to present this Community Builder Award to Mrs. Charlene Smith.
I just want to say thank you to Masonic Lodge for nominating me for this honor and realizing, thinking that I, help the community. My family's here, my church friends, my senior citizens friends, and I have 40 staff and volunteers at the senior center that makes all this possible.
The wonderful God who is. Thank you.
Item number 12, consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve continuing with the 2025 renewal confirmation program agreement for the Affordable Care Act recording and tracking services.
Judge, this is the same paperwork that we do every year. It's for the Obamacare, that we have to provide them with the information that we have insurance on all of our employees.
Affordable Care Act, still a going thing?
As of this moment, it is.
Okay, still at no cost?
Still at no cost.
I have a motion by Commissioner Tuno, a second by Commissioner Sweeney. Any other questions or comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, it's unanimous. Item number 13, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to update the investment committee members to Diana Bailey, Chris Faulkner, Mark Tuno, Caroline, Ryan Manthey, Weisinger, and Margie Ainsworth.
Ms. Margie, you see agreement with all that, the investment option. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Mars, second by Commissioner Dominic.
Judge, understand that there's, this is not a committee that she has to have.
Right.
Put together the volunteers that come in on all that, and if they're looking, she'd like to have somebody from the outside also. We have to come up with somebody that's external to our own. Is that correct? Okay, so I'm opposed to it, but I'm hoping we find somebody that's outside the county that can facilitate that particular campaign.
Any other comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it, it's unanimous, 5-0. Item number 14, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve the yearly San Jacinto County investment policy and procedure.
Judge, this is the yearly investment policy and procedure that we pass every year. Nothing has changed on that, so laws have changed at this moment. So
Say nothing has changed.
nothing has changed on it.
Working, don't, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Correct.
I get you. I'll make that motion. I have a motion by Commissioner Tuno. Second by Commissioner Sweeney. Any comments or concerns? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, it's unanimous, 5-0. There's a approving order. Just all this 60 pages, it just popped up. So let me extract it, pass it around. That's the motion was
say E's over there. Is it EY or just Y?
Anyway.
That's what I thought.
That's the proper way to spell it. There are some lines that way.
Resolution appointing, I think, that we can tap in there. So, we're supposed to include in the motion the appointment of an investment officer.
Yes.
There's a resolution,
Yes, sir.
and it's not somewhere
Part of the policy.
separate line item.
Yeah.
Okay, so in connection with the approval of the policy, part of the policy includes a resolution appointing a investment policy officer, I guess is the name of the title.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Bailey has her, she's been doing that, and she has her certified investment officer certification. I have a motion by Commissioner Dominic to appoint Ms. Bailey, Mrs. Bailey, as investment officer. So I have a second.
That's a good one.
Have a second by Commissioner Sweeney. Any questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, it's unanimous. This office. Commission. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Anything else? This. They won't be approved. Next. So, Commissioner Natino mentioned that tomorrow we have a DEFCON meeting in Houston County, and the next month, 27th, the San Jacinto County will host a DEFCON meeting here in this building. All right, next, item number 15, to discuss the San Jacinto County Mounted Posse Fund account.
Judge, back in 2015, our previous sheriff, Greg Capers, had opened an account for the Mounted Posse. Researched and found out that the money that's in that
That's
account.
when the account got open, because I remember I was on the court when they first came up with that, it was in the 13 or 14, but maybe they never got around to actually forming the.
Sheriff didn't take office till the end of 2014, which was November 2014.
Well, I was there, I was
Yeah,
in 14.
I think it was,
I got the account actually. Because Harley Levens was involved, and I heard that anyway.
Yeah, I helped with that back then.
Sure.
So the account is there, there's $400 in it. The money that is in that account is donated, so I'm asking the court if we can take that money and transfer it to the seizure account and close that account because we're no longer going to do a mounted posse, correct?
That is correct.
I'll make that motion.
We could go down to, they have an auction down there and they have a bunch of, they're little green, but I'd like to see the chief, breaking one of them green horses before we disband. Y'all, I'm just funning a little bit there. I didn't know if anybody that was still on the force was, in there, so to speak, or not. Can we do this? Donated money, put it in the seizure?
Yes.
She was, I asked her where it come from, she couldn't tell you
It was
where,
donation.
she didn't know where it come from, who donated it.
I spoke to Harley. I spoke
You
to
see
Harley.
anything wrong with, they just donated $400 that was put into the mounted posse account, and it's still switching it over into the sheriff's seizure. You did say the sheriff's seizure, but not the VA seizure.
We'll hold it in trust. I know that definitely not that gives me any money.
I'll second that motion. If it's gonna give you heartburn, I think it's just sitting there and not getting used for anything.
Rather use allocated funds to go towards.
If it was designed to help high horse speed, I guess you could get it from animal control, but that's still run by the sheriff, so. But I'm happy with whatever. We have a motion by Commissioner Mars, seconded by Commissioner Natino to take the mounted posse money and put it over in the sheriff's seizure fund, and he can use it for law enforcement purposes. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? It's unanimous. 5-0. Item number 17, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve the request to move from our current office room, C4, to the former office of Neil Adams, the environmental office. Constable Phillips, is she here?
She did class today.
She did say she had to go to school. We just few minutes earlier gave her office away.
Yeah.
I think, especially during tax season, there's lots of money that goes in right in them front doors, right in that lobby, right beside. Right beside, she'd be right there and give a lot better police presence. And people are coming in there with all that money to pay their taxes.
And the JP,
Yeah.
as well as the JP court for the money in the building.
Right.
So when Neil was in that office, he kept the door open because he said people get very disgruntled and sometimes violent. So he was able to keep an eye on them when he was in there.
And that's a good reason to move her up a little closer there, because you never know when something goes south, and that would be a.
I make a motion to give that office the constable.
I have a motion. We're talking.
Which office you talking about?
That one we just gave away, I mean, one of
The
the
one where Neil Adams used to, the environmental office, that's what it still says on.
Oh, that one there.
I thought that's what you get there.
No, it's the one
That
that.
room closet that the constable was in, that is Betty, because it's next to her, and she's running out of room to store things.
So you want the constable to have that big old room up front, right? Utilize one person, right?
I think so. I think that's the motion.
I don't know.
We call for a vote here in a minute, it ain't got a second yet.
It is an awfully big office, but 911 is not gonna get it. Trish doesn't need to come across there and utilize that, which it doesn't seem you haven't been in there yet, right? And you're not gonna be able to move all your people over. It's not big enough for that to happen.
I've never gotten access to that office.
You couldn't even get access to it, because they said there was a bunch of case reports in there.
She didn't need any access to it.
Jeff, let me finish. Let me finish. There was case reports there on Neil's computer that nobody could get to, and they didn't want it compromised, basically. And so there's nothing ever been done about it.
Well, the computer can be moved wherever, I mean.
But it should have been moved 9 months ago, but nobody would do it.
I actually have a tough book and some other things that the constable had in her office that was Neil's. I currently have it in my office.
That was just a stall tactic, because we were all not agreeing on it. And I'm just putting the wide elephant out there. That's what was said every time we got ready to do something. That's confidential, blah, blah, blah.
I'm going to say what was telling me.
So is the office big enough to divide up?
Yeah. It's big. It's pretty
Who
big.
else could you put in there? I mean, the constable's not a bad place for her to be with the tax and all that kind of stuff. We're kind of hurting her office space, and it's a huge office. I mean, it's a big office.
You got a huge office too over there.
And I invited her. She would be, and the room she had.
Yeah, but
She's out
sometimes-
all the time. She don't need a big office.
But it's just about what's best for all.
Well, I think Tricia, I think, was wanting to put Mark in there. I don't know if Mark wants to drive all the way to Cold Spring, or if he's wanting to go.
I've gave Mark an office if he wants to at precinct court.
Y'all
That's
talk
where
real
it's up there
quick.
by his house.
I doubt he'd much rather come to an office in your building,
Then drive all
quarter
the
of a
way.
mile from his house, come to Cold Springs every day.
So that's not an issue there, but I mean, if the office is big enough to divide up and have 2 offices, I'm all for that. I don't know.
It's been sitting vacant for 10 years.
It's a large office, but it's not that large.
It's not that big. It only goes so far. The courtroom's on the back of it.
It's not that big of an office.
Yeah,
It's not a broom closet.
Well, that says now we've got the IT guy here, he's looking to hire somebody. You have a place for, when you add on somebody, you have a place for them?
No.
Yes.
I mean, you're in a closet.
You're talking about a rooms closet.
Well, I agree with you, that's what I'm saying. My God, I'm not opposed to putting the constable people in there, and even if it's a temporary deal, because you've taken our office away already, so we got
Is that a motion?
to.
We got a motion, is that a second?
All right, second.
So what happens to everything that's in that office? Is that utilized under my department still, or no?
What do you mean? You got everything you needed in your office. What is it over there that you're asking to get your hands on?
Absolutely nothing, Judge. Whenever I was given that position, I didn't know if everything was involved in it or not.
The court never did vote to do that. Yes, son, I don't know who put that idea in.
We talked about it right here in this court.
Yeah, we talking about a lot of
I know, did you? Yeah, we did.
I ain't saying we didn't talk about it. We talk about all kinds of stuff. And here we are 2 years later.
You got a big old office up there.
Isn't this the month? It's been 2 years.
3.
3 years.
Sunday was-
Has it been 3 years?
Yeah.
Sunday was 3 years.
My God. So I have a motion by Commissioner Donnelly, a second by Commissioner Sweeney to give the northwest corner, I believe, where Neil Adams used to house his office, to the constable. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Raise your hand. Any opposed?
No.
What say you on the end, Commissioner?
Just raise his hand. Follow.
Yes. Okay, if that's, that's it. Ayes have it 4-1.
You know, we should have been contacting him. And you know as well as I did, Mark. We did. We did.
All right, so,
I don't know about him, so. No, it's not.
We changed that, should be in there, where she has somewhere.
all right, we just bought a building that's got office space there. At some point, she didn't,
She's like, you need to go, I'll do it,
see that, but right now, I think it's not. Well, you're right, that's as far as it's going.
No, fix it.
So, I skipped item 16, inadvertently. Consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve office space for Cheatham in the first office in the annex, well, that's out, or the building by the Reynolds building. Now, he didn't put that in there, I put that in there so there'd be an option, but if we were going to provide the Cheatham representative, Mr. Elders, with an office, he's emergency management, I would say it'd be one of the little
Innovation.
over there where emergency management already is. What do you think about that, Mr. Williams?
I think that'd be a good idea, and in the future, we're ready to consider possible trips because DPS may be.
So tell me something, while we're talking about offices, what about, I heard a rumor that the state liaison is no longer employed here? Or is it?
I have not heard that.
Well, I hope it's not true, but
With Chris.
Yeah, Chris. Well, all I've heard on that is DPS is possibly going to be bringing on a commercial vehicle trooper, and they would need that space, but I haven't heard anything about not being.
There's another room across the hall we cleaned out. Across the building we cleaned out for them.
okay, well, you would know if that were, I didn't hear that, other than somebody told me that, and I'm.
He's been doing a class to be for a full certification. That I haven't heard anything different.
So, when he was hired away by Tatum initially, they asked me about space, and I said, you just took my right-hand man, and yeah, you want me to provide an office, but when you think about it, though, if we have an opportunity to have a guy from Tatum with the state right here, he's a local man anyway, it gives us a little bit of an advantage, I believe. I think it's a plus.
I like the idea of the emergency management all being together.
I agree.
As close to being, I make a motion that we offer an office to Emmett over in the Innovation Center.
I second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Commissioner Sweeney, a second by Commissioner Dominic. Any other
Well,
questions?
I have a comment. We need to determine which office. Because you know, we talked about moving elections over there.
And you've talked about it.
No, we got that, Judge.
All of us.
Why would you want to move elections?
Why wouldn't we want to move elections?
Because has anybody visited with the election administrator about it? No, probably.
Why don't you come up there and tell us all the reasons why she don't want to move?
So why would you force her to move when everything's working lovely over there?
It's not lovely over there.
If we could say that, every year, once a year, you hadn't thought about all the problems that's going to cause. During an election, what do you think's going to happen if an emergency comes through? The election's going to get disrupted and you don't have that problem.
So, one of the years, the emergency guy was right there next to him.
That's right.
Was that a problem for 20 years?
1 year, I think we did.
Well, we worked through it. We worked through the issue. That building is plenty big enough over there, old election. And there's plenty.
So is this one.
Yeah, but we need storage right now. I got an issue at my precinct with storage right now for archives. I do too. Turn that whole thing into archives. Have storage in there, climate control. We won't be hunting no Xbox, air conditioning, to sit out here in front of the courthouse. I mean, I think it's just a logical solution to our problem.
We got a 60 by 80 over yonder that we're not doing much with either.
It's got all kinds of records in it. But Mark, I went over there and I looked at that and walked through that, looked at that floor plan, and I'd have to go through it with you again, and along with, elections and all that. I just couldn't see how that was going to work for elections. With all the different accesses, even the hallway or inside the big room, there is like close to 4 offices open back in there and stuff. But you have to keep 2 offices open for innovations, and they're in there, and one used for storage. I couldn't see how you were going to make that work for it. I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but
It's shelves. You put shelves in it, that's how it works.
and shelves for the elections to be moved over to the
Over
innovation.
here. I'm talking about for the storage over
No,
there.
We talked about adding on to this building and that would be the closest thing you could get. Because they don't, if it's more convenient for the clerks, that seems like the best place to do it.
You talking about what's right beside the senior center? That building you're talking about, that's where the elections are right now, right?
No, we're talking about behind the elections building, between the elections building and the
Yeah,
courthouse,
right.
where all the picnic tables are.
Right, okay.
We talked about that a number of times. It'd be an easy, add another 50 by 60, whatever size of it we wanted to use, and there you go.
Let's get back to, for Emmett here, he's looking for a spot. Because the Innovation Center,
That's really nice too.
sir, the Innovation is set up for emergency and for the addicts, right? And innovations in there.
That's everything we use it for.
So I'm looking at,
Put in there which swore, what we were gonna do when we got $2 million in grant money, we were gonna use it for certain purposes.
The same way we did this building right here, we utilized it for everything.
but it doesn't
We
use
use it for
emergency.
everything until there's a storm, and then
Same way
when the
that's
storm blew in, we had to quit meeting in here until we got, and we were trying to work, place to meet, if that happens.
So Mark, we keep on the emergency in the same spot, but
It's a good idea to move.
But that's also what the grants and all that, I mean, I've talked to them and just for further research on it, if elections can be, I'm not opposed to that either. We can show it to the right now on this particular issue. If we offer Emmett, he don't like it, he can go to another county. I'm with you. I'd rather keep him here,
I get that. I'm just saying, which office? Figure out which office instead of saying, but he'll move in somewhere.
We try to just go over there and
The only one that's really open is the corner office.
but yeah, back in the back.
The one from this side on the corner.
Right, Jeff? In other words, you don't want him to have the ones you've already got picked up for the elections to go in there against their will. That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Now, I said, they have to have 4 together. They have to have 4 of the offices to make it burn.
They got a whole building right now. And it's telling you it's worked smooth if it's ever worked. no conflict. I just don't get this insatiable desire to force their office sitting on the front, on the far end, right? Is that the only one open?
Right now, the floor in the back row, you only have long-term recovery groups in that, and then you have the flex offices in that front.
Yeah. Well, that's the ones that the four in the front are the ones that we set. ADA said we wanted to use these for elections, and they approved that.
I'll tell you where a room is that he could probably use it. It would be all right with the fire department. That old doctor's office over Shepherd that the ESD has.
Yeah, they just got storage in there.
Yeah, that'd be a perfect room for it. Nobody utilizes it. It ain't affecting no one.
Any other comments? Got a motion by Commissioner Sweeney and a second by Commissioner Dominic to give Teagan one of those offices. We'll determine which one. We'll go figure out which one.
But there's one in Shepherd that ain't being utilized. Front office.
What's in there?
Nice parking lot, nice office.
No access, you don't have to go through it. It doesn't have a door.
You don't think no one?
Yeah, I was just there yesterday.
Yeah, other than if we're in the middle of a disaster,
We have a Shepherd too, just like y'all have in Gulf Springs. We have disaster too.
yeah, I know you do.
Okay. But I'm just saying that'd be a logical spot where don't interrupt anybody.
Yeah, any more comments? All in favor say aye.
On what?
Any opposed? Giving him an office.
I vote no.
You know for everything today.
Yes, sir. Just like you.
I'm not opposed to anything, huh?
I'm just trying to make sense of it. We got officers over there that's not being utilized. They haven't been utilized in 7 or 8, 10 years. And that was a good idea to put them over there. Y'all still want them over there, I don't know why.
For 7 or 8, 10 years, you haven't asked to put it on the agenda.
Yes, sir, I have to. I'm out for the fire marshal that position.
You haven't come and requested me to put it on the agenda for 7 or 8 years until somebody else comes up with something. Well, all of a sudden you want.
Well, you just put it on, when did you put this on the agenda?
Whenever they request.
What, last Thursday?
Yeah, they went.
Okay, so why didn't you do that 7 or 8 years ago?
I'm not hosting.
You didn't want to do the agenda, not us.
He didn't even have that position.
That's what I'm talking about. He didn't have that position 7 or 8 years ago, so where's the position here?
Item number 8. Consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve Jordan Road as a 2/10 mile missing has been cut off by a resident. Mr. Mitchell. This is your item you asked to put on the agenda. I kind of know what you're talking about.
It works. According to the county record, the road map or length of the road for the state showed 6.28, I believe. But anyway, there's 2/10 of a mile missing if you start out at 190 and drop down to where the road becomes private. So
I'm not sure if it's missing or not, but there is a road in the community called, is it Jordan Road? And according to the list of TxDOT roads, they put the mileage of each road. And if you go a certain distance down there, there's a gate or something there, but you're short of the total distance. Is that what you're saying?
yes, sir, I'm being cut off from,
I've been aware of that, but I don't know exactly what exactly you want us to do about that.
well, I don't know,
visited with the district attorney about that? Because
Not recently. I don't know. This has been an ongoing issue for some years. And I don't know, when I first purchased the property over there, I was sold from the appraisal district.
You bought the property at a tax sale?
I did. And the directions I received said the road dead ended to the property. And anyway, I went over there, and then I was told that I was trespassing, and the constable at the time.
I think the gentleman that's, you have the conflict, haven't y'all been to district court and everything over this? Or no?
I have, and then my lawyer
Is the case over with, or is it still flopping around, so to speak, pending, is the better word?
I think it's,
the district clerk thinks it's still pending.
It's still pending.
How long has it been now, Todd, do you know?
So in this case, what they did is they started a trial back in 2021, took some evidence, and then recessed. So that case is still pending. So officially adjourned from trial in 2021.
I thought she ended it, but my lawyer there,
Commissioner, you've got a copy of the list. If you follow the way I have it, they hired a surveyor and went and measured, and he got short of the distance on that list. You can't go any further. You're aware that the county road's been blocked for 2/10 of a mile.
I'm aware of that. It wasn't blocked before this incident, and I've talked to both these gentlemen, and we have discussed and cussed. I only maintain to the Y, which is clearly less than the end of the maintenance road.
You have, and all the commissioners, and everybody ought to understand this, it's not uncommon to have X number of feet of mileage on a road, and there had, for whatever reason, no need for a period of time to maintain past a certain, you get to the last house that's there. I think that property you bought at a tax sale had an old house years and years ago. I think
it's there.
You've been by and talked about it.
Has utilities. I don't know.
The water company has a meter down there, but nobody's been living down there. Nobody's been fussing about the road being maintained until we sold you the property at a tax sale. So we're kind of the county is sort of the warrantors and the title from that.
I think I should just be enjoying in the private part of the road as I have an interest in that area. It's not like I'm just down there sightseeing.
I think to get the relief you want, you're going to have to finish your lawsuit in district court. We certainly, the commissioner's court, I don't think has any authority to override something that's hard opinion in a higher court.
Well, I'm sorry I put it here, but I don't know it. It says court, and I don't know. I brought it to attention here at Commissioner's Court because it's road and bridge. It's not so much civil and criminal. And I don't know if the footage is there.
Well, just say I'm the commissioner and you think I ought to do my job. If you wanted to make me do my job, you'd have to go to district court to get some sort of an order to do that. That's why I said that. I didn't want to put it in those terms, but
okay, so
this commissioner, I'm not sure if any of them has done anything with it in quite some time. Probably not since that lady died. But I don't know that. I don't know that.
Yeah, I've been there 13 years and I've never maintained it. And it was prior to that, I believe Will Copeland, what I understand, is the one that actually stopped and, stopped maintaining it.
Now, is there another landowner now that I know too?
I heard it was another landowner that was maybe following suit also. I haven't seen a court case, but.
So y'all can get to your property, right?
No.
There's not a way you can't get to your property.
I'm just being denied access and I think the reason being is they want to diminish value and, kind of to, obtain it or whatever, or reduce value is my general take on the situation. And
I still think though, and I believe the agent, he's over there nodding his head, that y'all are already in district court, and who are us to jump up and make some decision? That's within the purview of the district court.
That's nothing y'all can agree on as neighbors to work this out without all the court?
They've been trying.
It's already pending in the district court, and that, to me, I don't think you all should be able to, take this up. Because it's pending in the district court.
All we can do is acknowledge that there is a county road map. Back in about 08 or something, the legislature passed a law that says all counties shall make county road maps. And we sent notice to every single person that had a tax bill, and we put, it was in tiny print, but we sent it 2 years in a row. It had a list of all the roads that the county were claiming were county roads, and that was one of them that was on there. And the only way to get it off the map is for the court to vote to take the road off. That's you either the roads get added or take it off. It's done in this court. He's not asking, he's just asking us, I guess, to acknowledge, we already know, the commissioner knows, I know, the map says it's one distance, and when you go to that distance, you're 2/10 or something like that short of the end of the road.
Yeah, but the first map is only 5/10 miles to the right. And after that, we're on the price.
It's not the county road map that got approved by the court. I was here when we done it. I don't know what my successor did with that actual map. It was 8 foot. Y'all remember that old big map stuff on the wall in there? I haven't seen it, but there's smaller versions. But there also was a list of the roads, and it had the distance of each road on the map. If there ain't room on a map, put all that information.
And Judge, I think this is why this is in district court right now, because there's facts on both sides, and both sides want to hear their facts heard. And of course, whatever the district court orders, we'll just follow 5 years.
It shouldn't, but during all this COVID came up, that just stopped everything for a while.
Oh, they ruined everything.
If I have a road coming on private property, somebody could fence it off and stop me, but it don't matter if you can't eliminate county property. Sure. So if you've had a fence up there for 40 years, you can't do that to the county. That's all, that's the law in my mind, but I'm not the district judge. That's his decision.
My thing is, I don't know how you purchase property, but you can't get to it.
Okay. But, what we're talking about is there's a lot of different facts, and all that facts have to be put on. That's why the district court is the right venue for this to be heard, for the judge to hear all the evidence, and then make a decision.
There's a lot of possible reasons. Sure. I've seen this happen lots of times. We had a commissioner down here on our own property. They put a heat up because they didn't want anybody to dump the trash down there, and everybody was okay with it.
Did the court tell them to stay off of it?
I don't see any injunctions on their current. But, like I said, it's in the middle of litigation. So,
there's not, I guess if the court says not to stay off of it, yeah, we don't have to go down.
Again, the court that could say, like, injunctions, either side, or a TRO that would say, like, hey, this is the rules we're going to quite literally operate under until we decide this, that would be still the district court. So, I don't think there's anything we can really do, respectfully, Mr. Mitchell. I'm not saying this just to torpedo your thing. There's just not much we can do as a commissioner's court to intervene on that.
So the commissioner's got a question. So have you been down there? Did the constable come down there and have a discussion with you about what would happen to you if you?
In the parking lot at the commissioner's office up there in Point Blank, Mr. White.
4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, Mr. White at that time had an adjacent office, I believe, there, the constable's office, and the commissioner's building is all all kind of together in that area. And
Well, it's not that anybody doesn't want to help you, but you gotta get your relief in district court. That's what district courts do, is resolve.
will it get me on over into the court if I go and get arrested for trespassing?
I'm not sure that the current constable would arrest you for going down a county road, and I don't think the sheriff's office would either, but if you come here for guidance, you probably need to get back in district court. So is it any way that y'all two can make some kind of compromise? I mean, I know I've already put this deal together once.
Sure.
We're going to talk about the gals trying to make y'all.
I need a place to plant some peas and some hay. And if you give me 12.5 acres somewhere else, I'll trade you. I mean,
When you first came down and disrespected me.
it wasn't me. That was the man that wanted me.
You said.
He was.
Listen,
I'm sorry.
Hey, I know the man you're talking about, and I promise you this man ain't nothing like that man is. I know exactly what you're talking about. I know him very well. Well,
We just take it back to the court and settle it.
That's that man that rode with me, man. And I'm sorry. I apologize to you then. But that wasn't me. That wasn't me at all.
this is the
He just had to be.
case that's pending, and we can't get into this, we can't take sides.
All right, well,
We
okay.
have acknowledged that there was a road map, and the road does show.
All right. So, okay, we'll just dismiss it for now, and I'm back to picking rocks. And I'll thank you for your time.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, have a blessed day now.
Yes, sir. No action on me. Turn it down. You got a better jacket than I got. Item number 20, consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve to allow OEM to use the emergency management shelter on April 26, 2025 for an emergency preparedness expo from 8 to 4. Is anybody using it that day?
I don't believe so. We've got to put onto the schedule, but we need to get permission to be able to use the building and parking lot. It's going to be kind of like a touch truck type thing, so Gary more further than that.
The building or the parking lot?
Both. We were going to do it over there, but we didn't have the parking for the large vehicles or landing a helicopter.
So you ever run a helicopter?
Quite possibly, there's supposed to be one there if we can get them to approve landing here in the.
Well, this is part of your effort to continue the ongoing emergency preparedness.
Yeah, it's the beginning of hurricane season, and that's when people get to see the equipment and the people that are responsible for disaster response in our areas.
That whole building. Jesus Christ, it's an emergency management building. You got the ground to use it to do training on the day that nobody's using it.
for me, no, I didn't say that. I don't care. I'm glad to use it. Use it.
He's asking for approval.
I think that was Mark said something about the helicopter.
Said something about the helicopter.
I mean, Mark said something about the helicopter landing. Emergency management building.
Yes, sir. Right here, we're hoping we have enough room for them to land. Essentially, it's like a touch truck. You're gonna have the Forest Service, all those different people.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I have a motion by Commissioner Mars,
I'll second.
second by Commissioner Dominic. Any other questions? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, unanimous 4-0. Commissioner Sweeney stepped out for a moment. You don't have problems, Denise or Mike or Terry, about the helicopter landing over there, messing with the roof? No, thought you had to remove the fire department out the lights. The building they put up in 67, I think, that's probably why they had trouble.
All I'm saying is that some type of helicopter put some thermal pressures on the roof. We don't want to call it down right there, brand new $450,000 roof, and this.
We can cancel a helicopter.
Well, I'm just saying, just check into it if it costs a problem.
Absolutely.
But no, we can bring the company in without bringing the helicopter in, any problem.
It's a helicopter. Item number 21, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve donation of $8,000 from Point Lookout West Inc. for asphalt work on Park Drive.
Yes, sir, this is $8,000 they put towards the road project. I've already done the project sometime in November, October, November last year.
We're talking about a public road. County road, we're not talking about some road in the subdivision that's private.
Right, it is a county road, does have a text on it.
The motion.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion by Commissioner Latuno.
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Dominic. You know, I sat here one time 20 years ago, and one precinct got a donation from Louisiana Pacific for a bunch of rock. And I had another commissioner vote against it because they didn't give that precinct any rock. I'm glad we got away from all that sort of. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, it's unanimous, 5-0. It wasn't anybody that's on the court, but me, I was there. We've come a long way, so I like this harmony we have up here. Item number 22, consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve the interlocal agreement with San Jacinto County and San Jacinto County ESD for buildings, maintenance, and support.
Good morning.
Good morning. Don't touch it there.
Looks like tonight.
So Commissioner Morris stepped out for a second. If you're all right, we may be back. But,
You want me to do one?
not necessarily.
So this is the interlocal agreement for buildings, maintenance, and support. This is the same one that we normally do every year. For some reason, in 2024, this did not get done. The only thing that we normally change is the amount for dispatch because that changes every year. The Emergency Services District has already approved this amount, but I have not taken this actual interlocal agreement to the ESD, but I'm bringing it to you first since we were going to be here today. There have been no changes since 2023 except for the amount under dispatch and the date on the terms. If you look under dispatch support, the new number is $10,500 per month. And that amount is.
What space are we talking about? Top Shepherd?
Well,
The building he was talking about earlier?
yes, yes, so.
I thought the ambulance stayed there.
They do, there's if you pull up to that building, there's an office to the far right that has a door, and it says ESD on the office right now.
Yeah.
It has its own entrance, a bathroom, a storage, and it's separate from the EMS quarters, even though they're all joined, but there's a door in between.
And the same building that at one time we got a grant and put a clinic was there.
Was the clinic there?
Yeah.
It's 1651 Southburn is the.
It used to be that years ago that location was the precinct one. I'm talking about when Roy Lewis was the one.
The clinic was there for several years. They upgraded, they built a new building that they've recently added.
I was there when they done that. They moved down there where they are. We provided them the building and everything as part of our match on that grant. So our citizens down there would have more medical care.
And this housed the ambulance, several years.
So it's a county facility, but y'all have been using it to house the ambulance, and are they still using it? Because it got thrown into the mix for using it.
So they use the rest of the building. There's living quarters, 2 bedrooms.
That's still being used.
All that's being used.
Yeah, good.
But there is an office at the end that fire marshal has used, we have used, but no one is using it right now.
Yeah, it's storage in it.
And yeah, it's just got EMS storage in it. I think the fire marshal still has a couple things over there. I went and got my 10 boxes out of there yesterday. But, none of that hasn't changed on these. The only
That's
thing.
what this one is about, is pretty much that.
Well, yeah, that part hasn't changed. The only thing that's changed is the amount for the dispatch position.
And you're asking us to renew the agreement.
I'm asking you to renew the agreement so we can continue to pay your fire marshal support and your dispatch amount per month.
Can I get a motion? I'll make that motion. I have a motion by Commissioner Mathino. Second by Commissioner Sweeney. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it, unanimous, 4-0. On the 26th day of February.
You have the original one signed? Good. You signed one.
That isn't.
You got one that's signed?
I don't, but I have 2 copies here in your office, 2 signed copies after it goes to Tommy.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. I'll grab those.
Just hold on just a second. I signed one and then here's 2 more.
Yes. Yeah, he pay that. He gets a budget, so he submits.
Take all? So it's not in
I got one signed. That's something with sound video. Yeah, I didn't compare this. Okey dokey. Item number 23, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve interlocal agreement with San Jacinto County ESD for emergency services. Raise your right hand. Repeat after me. Yeah, we did have the power to swear people in. I've never seen it done here, but you can do that. That's what the concern
Good morning, Judge, Commissioners. I don't know why I'm nervous, but anyway. When ESD2 was formed, they carved out an area of approximately 6,000 acres that they were not going to serve. That 6,000 acres is also not within our emergency services district. The residents and owners of that 6,000 acres have petitioned the ESD, the ESD, which a lot of people refer to as ESD1, to become part of our ESD. We have had hearings on it and have put put them on the election for May 3rd to have them indexed into our ESD. In the meantime, they do not have any type of fire or EMS service. The Texas Constitution.
I heard what you said. Just say Commissioner Antuno, he lives up in that area, just say he fell down and hit his head and his wife called for the ambulance, y'all aren't coming? Even though they're not in, that's not what you're saying.
That's not exactly what I'm saying. Texas Constitution, Article 3, Section 52, prohibits us from serving that area because they're not within the emergency services district. They are not paying taxes to us. And the Section 52 is restrictions on making grants by political corporations. So we would be giving them service grants, and we're prohibited to do that by the Texas Constitution.
Your lawyer's putting a really sharp reading on that statute there.
Well, the statute is the statute.
Well, I get that.
Okay.
But I may argue, though, that Oakhurst is a volunteer fire department. When I go up there and buy $100 or $200 worth of these tickets for the fundraiser, I'm actually funding that fire department. Maybe not emergency services from the ambulance, but that is a volunteer fire department. Am I wrong? And I'm not against what we're doing. I'm just trying to tell you what's fair. I think you can get this thing approved.
Okay,
without handing on that too much.
Okay, well,
I don't have to say that.
Local Government Code 352 says that the county can provide and can contract to provide services, fire protection. What the ESD is proposing is that the county, through this interlocal agreement, effectively hired our ESD to provide services to those people. And under those terms, we can't.
So the $100 gets us 3 months coverage up here.
Exactly.
6,000 acres. Now they're paying taxes anyway, but none of them goes to ESD.
They're not paying ESD tax.
Right.
They're not paying ESD tax.
So you'll understand, way back in the day, when the ESD got created in the 80s, Waterwood opted not to participate. They wanted to do their own thing because they wanted to control the money and yada, 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 yada. And it's flopped around for 40 years like this. And then finally, the WIA came along and decided to institute the process of creating a second ESD. So we had it on the agenda a couple of times, and a number of people in that area. You got 6,000 acres, but then you got an area where people that do that are in it, and then there's some deplatted land that's the majority of that 6,000 acres. They didn't want to be no part of it. So we didn't approve their election until they refiled their petition, and then it went through smooth. The ones that didn't want to be in it, we didn't force them to be in
So
it.
this would cover the ones that.
And that does leave an area with a void. Technically, they're not paying their fair share. I think that for years and years, they paid somebody, and then we found out about it, and they actually ended up, some of them, did y'all get a refund check? We did get a rebate. 2 years. They didn't ask for the rebate. They did not ask for the rebate. We forced that a rebate be given to make this point, and I don't know why.
In any event,
This will clear up the paperwork and make everybody in compliance with the Constitution and any other regulation.
exactly. So what we're saying is for approximately a sum of
Mr. Smith,
$300.
I got a motion on the floor, but, Commissioner.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But before I go any, I don't have a second yet. You were probably fixing to say something that we might want to hear. What sort of cost is involved in that?
$392.29 for a contract term of 3 months.
That's that cumulative or per month?
That's per month.
And that covers about 7 houses, something like that, that's out of
There's
that.
about a dozen houses, and there's about 29 registered voters.
That's good.
So,
Number to know.
So, you got one $400 an hour lawyer. I bet y'all paid him more to write all this stuff up than that $1,000. I bet you can't deny that. So, I don't understand what we're doing here. To make a big point, y'all spent $1,500 or more paying this lawyer to dredge all this up to get $1,000. Is that right? So he billed less than $1,000 this way?
This didn't cost that much, Judge. It's part of his normal meeting duties.
I've seen some of the invoices. Anyway, do I have a second? Because I do have a motion.
I'll second.
I have a second by Commissioner Dominic. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous. Thank you, sir.
Keep in mind, this goes away once, the election is approved.
Right.
When is the election? Did they get their paperwork?
May 3rd.
May the 3rd is the election.
2 copies for you to sign, Judge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They're both executed by the ESD. So.
And I'm not fussing at you. That's just
I'm
just a message.
And you can have them. Yeah.
I didn't.
Nice to meet you in person. I didn't realize that you were right here. We talked on the phone.
Yeah. I think we take one.
Well, I just ain't big on spending.
I think that we
Try to do it right.
We're just trying to dot i's and cross t's, Judge.
they want to try to keep it. So nobody has any questions.
Got people watching.
Well, we appreciate y'all consideration for people that aren't covered, but y'all have been covered. I will stand up and say, Terry back there, y'all have been covered in service in there.
He got my name spelled wrong here. I'm correct.
Okay. Yeah, we, 26.
You ain't gonna leave nobody out.
Yeah.
No matter who it is.
So we just have to, but if this makes you legal, I'm okay with it.
If somebody,
Wonder who that group was.
Did somebody question it somewhere other than the lawyer?
not yet. As soon as you turn your head, it will.
Oh, yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Item number 24. Consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve preliminary plat of the White
Judge, before they get started, do y'all need me for anything on executive session or anything like that? What? Do y'all need me for anything on executive session?
I'll have to go to executive session.
Whatever y'all have time, we've got a trial going on over there, so I'm bouncing back and forth today.
Well, there's something we need to talk to you about.
Personnel.
You getting ready to make your closing over there?
No, sir. I've got to have two different prosecutors and two different courts in a little bit, so just whenever y'all get time. So.
Okay.
I know you guys are setting up, and I hate to get going with that.
This shouldn't take too long.
Shouldn't take too long.
Okay. That's fine.
I'll do it. Well, whatever y'all choose. Go ahead. I think that's cool.
How long is your presentation?
2 minutes.
Okay.
Fine. I'll go after them. That's perfect.
Mark,
As long as you get through it. As long as you get through it, it's 2 minutes.
Oh, it is?
Okay, well, let me say this. There's two things about this.
What's that?
One is filing of the H&H.
Okay.
But it's not, the final is not going to affect the plan.
Okay.
The second thing I haven't done is I haven't looked at the technical sections on the road, but with Commissioner Dominy and her hard-nosed negotiation, this is now a closed subdivision. So, good deal.
Whereabouts on 150 is this? It's in the Mile of Flores, which puts it out there towards Maynard somewhere.
It's just west of 945.
Is some of that car on the property?
There's Ferris, who bought this property from Mr. Ferris.
No, not Layla. That's my place.
You wish, look how pretty it is in the
I know which. 274 acres on the Flores, that would be. So tell me where the drainage is between the lots. Is it going to be in the notes on the plat?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Because we don't see that on this plat.
Yeah, on the notes, on the first page, there's notes that say that there's a 10-foot DE on the side of every lot. Should be in the bottom.
Come through Evergreen and you come over that big hill that's on the left.
Heading west.
Yeah.
Heading west.
I don't see it.
Okay.
Now, it may be in the electronic version. It
should be in he
I think I got the same sheet up.
Yeah, there's two.
Yeah, I thought they were just copies of those two.
That's all we're going to call it. Is that on there, Mark?
It might be in a small one, but I just can't see it. So the confusion. Where's that when I make a call? It's got all the bags. It's going to be in the next year.
I did. Here's one page. Here's two pages. Well, that's a Harburg. She's got it.
I see conduit. You know how to read them. I'll tell you where the front is going.
10-foot build on the east side, 5-foot drainage on the side. So my name is Chris Wren. I'm the owner of Trio Developers. We bought this 274 acres on 150, and the rear of the property backs up to Oakview Lane, which is a non-county maintained access easement for the neighbors off of 945. So we purchased this property to develop an acreage home site community. Our plan is to do 125 acres home sites. With individual well and septic.
That road you just talked about that comes off 945, is that this one right here?
Yes, sir.
That comes off right on with Brother Fields. The Baptist preacher's got a tract that butts up against you on the east end.
Is Miss Burton back there with the Blueberry Farm?
Yes. We purchased 20 acres from Mrs. Sterling. So we originally bought 254 acres. But in discussion,
y'all just closed not too long ago.
That's correct. Well, we've been working on this since last year, and so before we closed, we worked on our plat, and we did a full H&H study.
Jim Bob Ferris is the guy you bought it from?
Yes. Yeah. So one of our concerns on the property and the feedback that we got from the commissioner's office and from county engineer was that we didn't have secondary access. So what we did was we purchased the 20 acres at the rear of the property. So we now have 274 acres, and we have access to Oakview Lane, which is an access easement, and we're going to use that as a secondary point of access for emergency services.
Oakview Lane, that's like a little. So is that going to be like closed also?
Yes. Yeah, it'll be gated with a Knox box for emergency service access. And we've also talked with several of the neighbors back there, and we also assured them that we would help them out with some road improvement that they need because it's self-maintained. And so we're going to get in and grade the road and help them out because there's one gentleman that maintains the road, but he only maintains it up to his gate. So the back there where there's some other lanes, it's not maintained, and so we're going to get in there and clean it up.
Oh, I see. Do you have a projected sale price for each lot?
I mean, not necessarily set right now, but we do foresee this being a very nice acreage community. We are going to gate the entrance, and I've also met with Chief Rodriguez from the ESD, and we're going to donate some land at our park to the ESD.
The Pumpkin Evergreen Farm.
Pumpkin Evergreen.
Oh, okay.
He's the chief.
Well, technically, I think you could donate it to the ESD.
Right.
Correct?
Yeah. But I met with Mr. Rodriguez about utilizing some of the land for the ESD services, whether it's for a building or a place for a pumper truck. And then also we gave you in the packet. There's a land plan, but there's also renderings at the gate and renderings of our park. And so our plan there is to do a 10,000 gallon GST for fire protection and some other nice amenities for the community.
I spoke with Will as well, and he was happy with what he was told from the Pumpkin Evergreen.
And you need to get a rating on the fire service on that, no, it's got the insurance and all that, I'm just curious.
I don't recall what it is. I mean, we are within 5 miles, so I think that puts us at a 7. I don't know if I recall, maybe a 5.
But in contact with 1511?
Yes, I had a meeting with their president last week.
But you're not going to use them?
No, they don't have enough capacity for us there. So we'll probably use them for our entrance.
They don't have enough capacity. They got a well just right up the road.
They don't have enough to service. And our plan is to not do smaller lots. Our plan is to do 1.5 to 4 acre lots.
Some of your lots are those are like lots 6, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Those don't look like they're 300 foot wide.
300 foot wide?
Yeah, they don't look like it.
They're not 300 feet wide.
If you put a water well on a piece of property, you got to have 150 foot around the wellhead.
I don't believe so, no.
Sanitary control easement, if I'm not mistaken, was this.
We'll have the sanitary control that we need on the 1.5 acre lot.
How about that? They're gonna put, them little skinny lots don't look big enough to put a water well and a.
They are, they're big.
You think so?
Yes, sir.
Well, how wide are them lots?
They're on average about 175, some are much larger, but on average they're about 175.
I'd say mine is gonna have a problem, because this is mainly in the drainage easement. As long as permit lets you put the sewage in the drainage easement.
Don't you look at them ones in the very bottom down there?
That is gonna have an issue, real big issue. But y'all make it feel ill if it dirt when you make the roads. Right, you see mine?
Yeah. We haven't seen any issue on any of the lots. We're gonna make sure that every lot's permitted or permittable for a septic and a water well.
I didn't bring. How about you had to have, when did they change that where you don't have to have 150 foot around the wellhead?
It is around the wellhead you do, but if.
Okay, so the lot's only 170 foot wide, and you put it in the middle, that's about, what is that, 85 feet either way? And so your neighbor, you probably not allowed hog pens over there, but, you gotta coordinate with the other guy. My water wells, if I own lot 5 and my water well's down here, then the other guy's gotta put his sewer far enough away where he's not, is it first come, first served? Or you know, tell him where to put the water well?
I haven't had this issue before. We've done dozens of neighborhoods. We don't foresee.
They have, but they might have been in Plum Grove or somewhere. I don't know where they were. You know, remember Commissioner Barnes, we run into that down there and I assumed y'all were going to be doing city water. And it's not a big deal.
No, central, individual wells and individual septics. Even if the water district had enough water in the line, which they don't.
You don't see a problem with that? The way
I was under the assumption we had common water in there.
No, these are water wells.
See, that's what I got a problem with. There's no water or sewer. Either one would eliminate that problem.
The application actually said we had common.
Where is that application? Do we have that, Commissioner?
Yes, we should.
No, it's always been individual wells.
Yeah, it was, I was told that as well. The reason I wasn't concerned is because it's 1.5 acres was the minimum I seen, or 1.8, but I didn't know.
That don't get you there.
Yeah, doesn't have the water or sewer's gotta be inside.
He's only got 1.5 acres on his own lot. He's gotta be, from the wellhead, he's supposed to be 150 foot away. Your water source has gotta be 150 foot away. Application from where your, sewers, your private well septic. So they drill a well right here. I guess that means the next guy, where's he gonna put his stuff? That's the problem you're gonna have. I think our man apparently was under the impression this is city water.
Yeah, public water.
We don't want people's wells getting contaminated.
I understand. We're not taking any position that we're not going to do anything by the regs, which we do in every neighborhood. We're not asking for any variances. We're going to do everything according to the county permit rules, and I don't see any issue with it. So,
if we adopt this preliminary plan, that means basically it's a go-ahead with what you got drawn up.
Unless you put some stipulations on.
Yeah, now.
Figure it out.
The water or sewer. Water or sewer. One of them's got to be figured out, the water or the sewer.
Yeah, if you had city sewer in there, I guess you should have one.
There is no sewer, there is no water.
It costs big money to do that, just like doing a water well.
But there are the rules and regulations for everybody, just not y'all, it's everybody.
Well, I thought if enough people applied for water, the water well might think about drilling another well.
The water company.
Well, how many lots is it? It costs $3,000 to put that.
No, we've already met with the water company, that's not an option.
Well, we have some obligation to make sure that whatever we approve, people are going to be able to get water and sewer, and it has to be, we can't approve something that violates the distancing and spacing laws on the number we always relied on was 150 feet. I was on the water board up here for about 12 years. That might have changed. That might be.
Actually, it is. It's 100 feet. Well,
it might have been. That was 20 years ago. It might have been. We were being overcautious, but
it's 100 feet to wells and underground systems. You probably got enough room to do 100 feet. You don't have enough room.
How would you have enough room if the lot's only 170 foot wide?
Stagger.
You'd have to stagger. You'd almost have to designate on the map where this guy can put his water.
I disagree.
So he spuds in and drills and there ain't water there. He's just
I respectfully disagree. The permitting process is very clear. You make the application, and if there's another lot, to your point earlier, Judge, if another person came in first, and they put their water well up front, they put their septic in the back, then the next person could come up and put their water well in front and their septic in the back. If there's enough space, like some of these lots have 300 or 400 feet on them, there's
in other words, if all the sewers go on this end, sewer and sewer can commingle, so to speak.
Right.
So all the wells, so that's what I said. They pretty much have to designate where they're going to either put their, or you're going to just let what if the first guy decides to just put his well right in the middle and he's ruined it for everybody, it looks like.
Well, fortunately, we also write all the restrictions for the neighborhood, and we also manage the HOA. So we can set the precedent for how that's all managed and handled.
So how do you want to handle it? Crystal and Judge, if y'all got a problem, how do you want them to handle that?
You could do that with a flat note.
Flat note? You want to put that in a flat note?
I'm good with
I wish they put enough distance where, because people are, every different guy's got his own idea about his what's he going to be paying? $50,000 an acre?
Let me give you another example. There are plenty of homeowners out there that they think they buy the land, they get all the rights to it.
That's right. That's right.
And that includes breaking rules on drainage easements, breaking rules on floodplain, breaking rules on building lines. Sure. And it's our responsibility as the developer and the HOA to make sure that they abide by those rules. And it's also the responsibility of the permit department when the application is made that they're not
encroaching. I know the responsibility is, right. But we've sat up there, and you're not the first guy that's come up here and pitched us on something. And I take you to a few areas where some of them guys did not do what they said they was going to do. I mean, we got to go down the Trails Inn and look around down there.
So 10 years from now, are you going to be the guy that's going to go over and say, hey, you can't do this?
I might be.
Well, if there's
all I'm saying is if the lots were bigger,
cover that.
They still have to put it in the center. Just say it was, what did you say, 100 feet? If the lots were, then the lots would have to be a minimum of 200 foot wide.
But that's not what the regs say. There's nothing in the regs that say that. And the application of the permit department does not say that. And so staggering water and septic is a standard thing.
If these were 10-acre lots, and, but you'd still have to, the guy shouldn't be able to put his water well right on the property line, and then his neighbor decides to put his outhouse right on the other side, right. Or his, you know what I'm saying.
Or turn their house opposite ways, you know.
Yeah, I agree with you. People do crazy things. But I mean, if I was in business and I didn't get in business because people did crazy things, I wouldn't be here today. So we're used to people's crazy requests, and it's our job to kind of manage that and also.
You may be the guy that stays there and makes them all do right, but a lot of times this guy he paid cash.
Judge, if
I ain't worried about
there's stipulations on the plan, like would that cover us on that, where they would have to follow that rule?
Such as what now? What would you put on the plat?
Well, we could do it very similar to the way we did Peachtree, because that was segregated by plat note, that the back
yeah,
half
we
of
could
the would be separate.
Could you water on the back?
There you go.
There's a lot
So
of
this
different.
is,
No, it's just.
What's Sugar Wood?
It's just where the water's naturally going.
we did have a precedence for using,
Put on the plat that, you know, one end, this end is the south end or the east end or whatever is where the sewers go on whichever lots.
yeah.
You'd have to make it to where they have to kind of designate where they put it.
In the plat.
Or you can just say on there, when you get your permit, you know, the permit's gotta be, the permit, person issuing the permit, and the permit officer doesn't know when the wells is.
Right.
So,
And it's on plat, I mean, we have the precedence.
I wouldn't put that on the permit, or I put it on the plat. Somebody's having
if you're paying to get a septic permit, if they gotta come out and inspect it, and it's sitting right next to the well, then at some point, are they not liable? I mean, if they got that house.
Well, if they approve this, yeah. Sometimes people get their permit and then they go out and do something else.
Well, that's true.
We're
supposed to be inspected, right?
I know in a perfect world, we would.
She has all of them, she's got to that.
She loves it. She loves the project.
I just assumed, kind of like Mr. Woods, that it was city water, because they have some city water out.
I don't know why you guys remember that, but that's been our discussion the whole time. It's been on the plat the whole time. It's on our application the whole time, so.
You know, in his defense, so he's just not working on this.
Oh, I agree.
He's working on what for me.
I just want to be clear that we didn't change it.
Well, I don't actually did. No, I'm not saying he did.
I even have a signal, water well and septic. And it's on that.
Well, it says on 23, no construction or other development within the subdivision may be limited to all minor city development regulations and the units.
That's good enough.
That's
good enough.
Okay,
Hey, this is this. You reading the notes?
23 already kind of touches that. I mean, unless you want to put spacing per well. It says development requirements have been met, so you can't do it until that.
Your motion?
Yeah, I'm good with the preliminary plan. I'm good with motion. But we do need to maybe, before we get started,
We can.
figure out what we need to say if they want it on the plan.
I made notes.
Market domain. All you gotta really do is, reference, 30 TCA 285-9110. And if it ever changes again in the next 15 to 20 years, you're under the Texas Administrative Code anyway.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
this,
but you know, when a person gets this, they're not gonna get this when they call it. They're gonna get a little survey of what they got. Some town that needs a number of deed restrictions or something to tell them that.
We do give the recorder's plat to every customer, 100%.
You don't give a report out.
100%. 100%.
They're a little square.
100%. Yeah, we make sure that they see it all.
We need to work on putting it on the flat sometime.
In closing, you'll give them all the deed restrictions and everything set up by the POA, which will lay.
We give them 100% of that. There are a lot of developers out there that make me look really good.
Yeah. You're forward to.
Yeah.
I'm with the motion.
He said I make a motion, but he didn't quote what his motion was.
To approve the preliminary plan.
I second that. I'm sorry, Martha. Commissioner.
Okay, I have a motion by Commissioner Martino to approve the preliminary plat. How are you addressing how do you intend to address the water?
It's already in there.
Where?
It's under 23 there, it says it, no building shall start to go all the permits.
23, hold on.
Here,
Put this on.
yeah, we did.
Hold on, we got right.
Are you kidding me?
You can't see it? I didn't see it.
So it's covered right there.
I understand that, sir, but I don't like you running up here at the last second and showing me all this. It's the first time I've seen it.
I'm sorry, I gave it to you.
And you expect me to just jump through your hoop, and I don't appreciate it one bit. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time to review all this stuff. I'm going to be the one that's getting chewed on when somebody's told, well, your neighbor put your water well over here, so you can't put yours there.
So today, all we're asking for is approval on a preliminary plat. I still plan to come back for final plat approval.
Twenty-three says, no construction or other development within the subdivision may begin until all developmental requirements have been met. I'm telling you, traditionally, we made sure that we got a plan on either the lot's got to be bigger, or you could put some notes on there that says, you know, on these lots, you got to put your sewer. Everybody on this line, they got to put theirs over here so their water will fit over here, or something like that.
Right. Could I suggest that I work with Mr. Wood on some other language that we can add to the notes, and we can add that to our
That's
final.
the real message, that we didn't take the time to follow the rules, and they're still messes. 25 years later, they're still a pain in our ear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's nothing against you.
No, I
think this is great. I'm thinking about all the tax revenue when all these $300,000 homes gets put in.
I'm sure there can be a lot more than that. But so in the past, you know, if you wind back like 25 years, there was probably 3 notes on the plat. Now there's 25 notes on the plat. And we can add another note also when we come back for the final plat approval, and I'm totally fine doing that. Today, all I'm asking for is an approval on the preliminary plat. Because we want to get started, and we want to make sure that we're good to move forward with all of our construction, and our engineers are working on a full set of construction drawings to submit to the county, and we need to make sure that this is checked off so we can continue to spend that money. We did, at Mr. Wood's request, we did enter into and complete a full H&H study on the property, and that's already been submitted to the county. And in general, I think they're in agreement.
I see it said all roads are going to be private. That's what they said in Trails End. And Jesus Christ, you can't even drive through there. An ambulance can't even go through there. Just because they're private don't mean that we don't require you to post a bond, because we do have standards in that. What kind of roads are you talking about building?
Asphalt roads. We're fully prepared to place the bond. Yeah. I mean, there's.
So how many other roads do you have?
It's on the plat too. Everything's on the plat except the subdivision. 12,300 and something linear feet of roads. And we also have, what type of radiuses? No, we have the proper radiuses notated on the plat. And sorry, Judge, what you're looking at is a single page of the plat that shows all the topography.
Yeah.
The 5-page plat is underneath that one, where you can see each road name, radius.
You understand? I hadn't seen any of this right now, so somebody whooped all these plats out. So where does it say 12,000 feet?
Bottom right corner of the first page.
First. Yeah, I see it. That's 12,000. So how much was it cost to just over 2 miles? How much are you what's the bond? Did you calculate what his bond's on?
Not yet, sir. It's, I mean, our road construction, drainage, detention, I don't know, it's probably $2.5 million.
Yeah. I heard that. I agree.
We're
Is the motion going to include a bond?
Mark?
Setting of the bond? Because it doesn't say that on the agenda, but.
You don't have to post a bond for the preliminary plat. So I can't get a bond from a bonding company on a preliminary plat. I can get one on a final plat, which I intend to do.
I don't want to be no big surprise to you what the bond's going to be, so.
I already know how much the construction costs are going to be. So the bond's not going to surprise me.
Well, it won't surprise you if we set the bond at this time. Now, that don't mean you gotta go post it. At some point before you start working, you gotta set, you're gonna have to put up a bond.
That's correct, and I have to go through the bonding process to do that, and I gotta submit a draft to Mr. Wood. But I can't do that until I finalize my construction drawings and get the total price, so I can submit it to him, so I can go get it.
And we're waiting on the other H&H to rest.
Well, we've approved preliminary, and I just got to get, since this isn't a floodplain, we have to take a little more care. And
She's been here 6 weeks.
She's doing fantastic.
Well, it's my job to look out for her. It's in her precinct.
Well,
Everybody else is ready to go eat lunch and stuff and vote.
And prior-
It's her baby, but I'm not gonna do that.
Prior to her, I've been working with Mr. Wood and and Commissioner Brandon for 6
That's all
months.
been secret to me, because I've been included on any of it.
Because we didn't have the preliminary plat to submit to you. I wanted to be here in November. I wanted to be here in December. I wanted to be here in January. And I couldn't do it until I had my H&H study done, which cost me $65,000, and I had a preliminary plat. So now I'm here today asking for the...
$66,000 for an H&H?
Yeah.
I didn't see that either.
It should be in your.
But that's for the engineer to look at. You looked at that?
yes, sir.
That water ought to run off that big hill pretty well. I mean,
We have three creeks on the property, and we're putting a detention pond in the southeast corner for precaution.
There's already doesn't this tract have about a 5 acre bass pond on it?
No, it's not that I've been told.
That's to the north and to the west.
That's on the 55 acre.
That's on the, side of
55 acre.
story, yes. We'd like that too, but it's too expensive.
So, does this property run all the way, what's the name of that creek crosses right there?
Black Ranch.
Black Ranch, does you, okay, so if you got Black Ranch, then you got that's where your water's going.
Right. Yeah, we have
65,000, it took some guy to tell you that's where the water was going. When you went out there.
He made me order it.
Well, that's a shame. I mean, that's.
Welcome,
I did not realize they were that expensive.
Yeah.
Welcome to FEMA.
And that took 4 months, and we had that H&H, we had a draft on that H&H at the end of November, but we had some conflicts with scheduling and, other things around Christmas, so here we are in February.
That's a lot of money right there in here.
So is that called Black Ranch that runs under the Daily Bottom where it floods all that thing? Yeah, it's got to go there, yeah.
The back part.
This probably actually going to dead in there. Black Ranch runs through the dead. I know that this property actually goes to the corner back there. I don't know if you saw that.
That's where we're putting the detention pond.
Black Ranch at some point hits winter files down there. But I don't think he'll come if it's something wrong when I'm here to him, so.
I do appreciate y'all all helping and looking out for me.
So,
But I'm
is
still
the
like.
motion, you're comfortable with a $2.5 million bond?
Yes,
Is that
sir.
what you think it's gonna be?
Yes, sir. I don't know exactly what it's gonna be because,
And you can't get it down to the nickel.
well, I mean, some counties make us, unfortunately. So, I can't post a bond with a preliminary plat. I'm not required to post it for a preliminary plat. So I'm asking for a preliminary plat so I can finalize the construction drawing so we can determine the total
All I
cost.
know is sometimes we do this and these guys take off running and next thing you know, they done built roads and ain't nobody put up a bond and then we've had them go belly up and.
I can't sell a lot.
To learn from our mistakes, that's all.
I can't sell a lot in the state of Texas until I record a plat. And so I have full intention of doing everything according to the book, by the book 100%.
I've been sitting up here for 25 years.
I can write a book about other than
I think you know you some parts.
I could give you 10.
Yeah.
I got a question real quick. Where's the last subdivision you built at?
Neighborhood in Magnolia called Magnolia Reserve. You can see it at magnoliareserve.com. I also ran the project for Bender's Landing.
That's one you did.
Bender's Landing Estates in Montgomery County, the largest acreage development in near the Woodlands, 4,000 acres, 2,100 home sites. All one acre home sites.
So I think this is the third or fourth time I've asked the question. Does your motion include setting a $2.5 million bond? We can set it, but I mean, he doesn't. All I'm talking about doing is setting it. So, I don't expect you to motion. I mean, we can guess and make what it's gonna cost. I mean, we don't know how many culverts are in here. I mean,
Judge, if I really would like to review the numbers on there before you set them on. I haven't seen any of the preliminary numbers.
yes, okay, whatever. So I mean, just keep in mind, numbers
have to reset it once.
I'd like to see some of those disclaimers or notes on there about the
Yes, sir.
spaces.
Yes, sir.
We need to figure it out.
Absolutely.
Well, 12,000 feet. So,
It's probably close to $2.5 I don't know. But we do have a lot of culverts in here that you normally don't see because they were required by the HNA.
what kind of culverts are you gonna use? You gonna use plastic, you gonna use steel, you gonna use concrete? I mean, there's a whole bunch of.
They're a combination.
I think they're all called out for high density, HDPE.
Now, there's a couple of concrete.
Go ahead.
If we set a $2.5 million bond, you don't have to be worried about that. If he goes to read through that thing and says, oh, boy, I messed up, I should have told him 3.5. We probably have to come back and reset the bond.
And we'll do that at final plat?
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
I sure feel so, shall we set a bond or not, Commissioner? I don't think we need one this time, but if you just determine to, I mean, if he's okay with a $3 million bond, we'll set a $3 million bond. You don't go back on until you figure out what you're gonna do. Right.
I don't have to write the check today.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about, I didn't set, y'all didn't say nothing about a bond. I won't tell you, I'm sure you have some preliminary figures.
I will be back here in 3 months for a final plat, so I'm gonna come with a bond in 3 months and a final plat.
You won't know what to set it at, though.
I will, if you can give me a preliminary plat approval today, I will get to that stage, but right now, I can't do anything. Couldn't do anything in November, I can't do anything in December.
Well, why don't we do this, why don't you, when you get your figures and you talk to Commissioner Woods, why don't you come back and we will approve a bonding amount?
Well, that's part of the final plat process.
But there's some people that us from amending the bond before the final plat.
There you
Come
go.
to us and we'll.
That's fine. As long as I can get the preliminary today, so I can go spend the money on the engineering.
The motion is to approve the preliminary.
Second.
No, I don't think Chris. But we will come back before you bring the final.
Absolutely.
Set the bond.
I would like nothing more than to have the total price. I just need my engineer to get going on it.
I have a motion by Commissioner Latuno to approve the preliminary plat without setting up a bond, seconded by Commissioner Tommy. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. I'm opposed to doing it without a bond. It's approved 4-1.
Thank you.
Y'all have a good day.
Hey, you can.
Sure.
What time
It is 11:30, 11:25. Take a break.
I'm feeling good.
I just can't believe you didn't have a public comment. That just blows me away.
You probably don't want to hear my public comment. I'm
I didn't want to get a first word, but I don't mind.
Would it differ from any of the previous comments?
No, that's it.
Don't push it. Don't push it.
So I do have a question.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to.
Been doing a flat like this, and having a property road, and flag lots.
But I'm on flag lots. You're not supposed to have no flag lots.
All right, at this time, what time is it?
It's 11:30.
All right, it's 11:37, 11:27. This time we're going to adjourn. We need to go into executive session with the district attorney to discuss some legal issues under Texas Government Code Section 551, 071, 072, 072, 074, and 076.
Big old slab, all the time. Well, what say, please?
That was it. Just garbage. That's out there.
All right, let the record reflect it's 11:51 and we were adjourned in the executive session to visit with our attorney about pending legal actions. There's nothing that needs to be voted on that was discussed there. It's 11:51. We're moving back into regular session.
25, 26 kind of get.
I'm not sure why the computer did that. It's just one item.
Yeah.
Consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve, declare surplus or salvage located at Precinct 3 Road Bridge, various PCs and other miscellaneous electronic items with applicable serial numbers as listed. And it lists PCs are a Dell, another Dell, a ComSat unit, and a compact unit, an inkjet HP printer, IBM typewriter, copying machine, Netgear firewall, PowerMan, backup Seagate, that's a drive, I get backup battery, another backup battery, a cyber power plug, an Emerson 13-inch TV. Is that black and white or color?
It's color.
Color. And some phones answering machine, and a Right Master DVD. So, have you looked at any of them, Mark?
I've seen the equipment.
Anything that could be used, that's all that's the only thing I would say.
Yeah, now,
If you look at it,
if you
I make that motion and dispose of it.
So I say,
what caliber of copy machine are you talking about?
38 tall.
I mean, it's real old and it's broke like in half. And and the other stuff was in the attic, like it's spent. The one extra computer I have,
Ain't none of this stuff used, you can make sanitation $25 check for getting rid of the TV.
Are you serious? How rude.
That's what it costs.
So I have a motion to declare it as set up by Commissioner Morris, second by Commissioner Sweeney. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. Item number 27. Consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve granting after-hours access to election administration building by certain county employees, election administrator, and/or election deputy administrator are not present now. You're in the elections building over there, and over the years, we've sectioned off a part of it where the district clerk has a whole section of the building where she's got storage for files and things of that nature. And she wanted to know, sometimes, like when there's a trial or something, she has to come up on the weekends and get access to the file. She can't get in the building. I told you to give her a key. If you called somebody and they told you that, well, we really need to run it by Commissioner's Court, whatever. So here we are.
On the advice of Secretary of State's legal team, they advised that I get an order from the court, signed by everyone, getting permission for someone other than elections.
We're not talking about just somebody, we're talking about the district clerk.
Elected official.
Elected official.
Yes, and I explained that to him too.
Just has to go all through the background checks, all through everything to do her job. I mean.
And it has nothing to do with me thinking that she's going to do something wrong. I have no problem with that. The whole point, 99% of the job over there is election integrity.
So this is my question. So the judge tells you it's all right.
Yes, sir.
To do that, give her a key.
Yes, sir.
So why would you call the election administrator?
Because I've been told that I could not do that. And I understand. I'm not the last word. And the reason I called is because when somebody says that election integrity is in question, it's going to fall on me.
And I understand that you're probably being a bit overzealous about this, but we've had our first ever election contest, and the whole election process was put under a microscope.
Exactly.
And you want to make sure that nobody can say that you didn't get permission from the court to grant access. I don't have a key to the building. I do not want a key. I don't either, no. But this area has some need to go in there from time to time to get records when lawyers request it, judges request it, so forth. Now, there should be a caveat. You should probably, when there's an active election going on, you really, I wouldn't want to go over and get nothing out of there, and you probably don't need to be going over there during an election. Is that okay?
Absolutely.
I make the motion.
Like I said, I don't have a problem with it. I'm myself.
So I guess
because I can be charged with it.
How long have records been filed there? How long have you had them filed there?
They've been out there for 2 years.
But so I guess what my question is, your people have access to personal records that work for the election office, her records.
No, we don't.
They're locked.
They're locked.
Well, I mean, it's the same thing though. It's in the same building. It's in the same building. I'm just saying. So it shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter.
I
understand what she's worried about.
It's so easy for
elections went, I get it.
Oh, it's running wide open, anybody could go in there and mess with the election.
I think she just asked for just you, correct? Tammy, just you. You're the only person.
And we've discussed it, we've talked
Yeah,
about it.
good, that's good.
I mean, I don't have a problem
I'll
with
make
it.
that second.
I don't have a problem.
I don't even know. I know.
Yeah, of course, maintenance says.
I don't know.
So.
And the other election,
I don't think he's really good at some time.
they don't come in, after we start testing machines, nobody comes in.
Every time you go to a training and so forth, they hammer and hammer and hammer about how important it is to make sure no possible way.
You know,
Well, I wouldn't even have a job if it wasn't for a question on.
I know, I imagine Tammy, if you would ask Tammy, she would take when she's going. She'd see you in text or something, just say, hey, it's me there. You know?
Isn't it an alarm in that building too?
There is no alarm.
You don't set the alarm off when you
Every day. There's no alarm.
I'm asking. You been in there, Danny?
Only when they were there.
Oh.
I don't know.
So you have to share the codes, because the code knows when you punch in there, it knows.
And I asked maintenance to put a coded lock on the back door.
Good.
We can't do it on the front, it's too expensive.
So I'm gonna bring up another issue that DP talked to me about. I mean, do we give a $3 key or do we change it to $200 lock?
He didn't mind going and put, when I got to
I'm just bringing it up.
he didn't mind spending $220, they spent $2,500 when I got given the key to this damn building here. And then the next day, they went and got more keys.
Well, I'm not trying to match up something that happened with
Apparently you are.
How did that happen? I'm just trying to figure it out. Did we spend $3 to get a key, or we spend $200 changing the lock? I mean, is it broken now?
As long as you get access, it don't really matter.
Yeah, it does, because I wouldn't be willing to spend $200 on a lock. I don't think that's right.
What I'm saying is, it don't matter as long as she gets access.
I agree, but I was still.
I'm not a big fan of push button get his code. You know how tired I am.
Yeah, we all know.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you said, right?
Yeah.
So a key work for you? Key work for you? Or you want security?
So all of the last thing,
I'm asking you your opinion.
my opinion is the coded lock would be better, but.
That's what wrong, man.
On the front door, on the glass, that was $1,200. On the back door that's not glass, it's $150.
It's a lot of difference. It's a lot of difference. So I get that.
But $150 and be done with it.
Because you can change those codes anytime you want. You lock somebody out, drop it off, and they can't get it anymore.
Even though Tammy agrees that she wouldn't come in during the election, when we started doing testing, we changed the code, and when we're done, we'll give her the code. We'll put it back.
Yeah, put it back.
That's just for percentage. It's all for the percentage of people that are.
He made a motion, you seconded it.
Do I have a motion?
Crystal lives.
I got a motion by Commissioner Donnelly, second by Commissioner Mars, to grant access or give a key. We're gonna do the $50 code lock on the back door to the district clerk so she can access her records whenever she works late sometimes. I've seen her up here till 9 o'clock.
So do you have a resolution? Did you send one? Okay.
There's an order for this one and a resolution for the next.
I bet I've got an order up here.
Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, unanimous 5-0.
These are good. Crystal, these have to go with you. This all there, one big flat.
I've got names to sign this one. No change. I even feel lost.
Y on the first and I on the last. That's both.
Yeah.
Also,
Yeah. I want to do the same thing.
I don't know, I guess you have to have your training.
Yeah.
Item number 28, consideration, discussion, possible vote to approve resolution opposing elimination of countywide towing tax.
I will make that motion to approve that resolution. That's the best thing we ever had.
I'll second it.
They're pushing really hard to change it and go back to paper ballots and election day, one day elections, no early voting and all that kind of stuff. They're pushing really hard to do it that way. And also claiming that that's better.
What we don't do is send it to,
to
who asked for this?
Secretary of State. Well, the rules of the elections administrators got together and there's some people in the legislature that said, hey, this is go.
Yeah. Is it some more people or not?
Can you set something to a text?
It's amazing. I can get you the name and the.
That's good. We heard that. They sent us a flyer telling us this.
I have a motion by Commissioner Toledo, second by Commissioner Mars, to approve the resolution opposing the elimination of countywide voting place. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Unanimous, 9-0. You gotta sign that too. You got one you want me to sign, or you want me to take it?
No, it's fine.
Watch out, got a lot of stuff on I'm sorry. Okay.
So if they pass that law, that means we're going to open up box 6 again. We're about to open up the one out here at Lewis Lane to be closed down. All the boxes have to be open.
And with the new subdivisions, we may have to redistrict some of those.
That one of Lewis Lane's a mess, man.
Item number 29, consideration, discussion, possible vote to declare surplus or salvage laptops of Dell Tugbook, Dell Latitude, Compact, Dell Latitude, 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 HP, Dell, HP, Microsoft, and a Dell, and a Super Micro computers. Are all these,
Can you
we
repeat
just
that?
want new computers, or are these all computers that are broke?
Okay, the bottom desktop computers that you see were all found in a storage building in the inside the jail. It's been sitting there for over, I would say 15, 20 years.
Right before y'all took office though, they were hauling stuff out there left and right, moving things, and I understand.
They must have took all the good stuff.
Well, I'm just wondering, so what, all these laptops?
The laptops are all the ones that they got from Montgomery County, most of them. All come from Montgomery County back when they got Montgomery County surplus.
That was 8 years ago, wasn't it?
Yes, sir. And now they are beyond the repair. It costs more to try to get them repaired, but then the guy told me that the equipment.
What guy?
Computer people.
There's our computer IT.
He agreed to say that the new equipment to put in won't even fit in that same computer box.
It's outdated.
It's just outdated.
So all the information off of one,
No.
we know.
No, I'll take the hard drives out.
That's what we care about. We don't want any information going.
No. That's the whole deal. Once y'all approve, everything's going to Mark to have all the hard drives removed and destroyed.
Well, this is really old stuff, huh?
Yes, sir.
Is anybody to it, Mark, in your eyes?
No, I mean, those laptops we got from Montgomery County weren't in good shape when we got them. They had issues, and we had to rebuild every single one of them and put them in service to begin with. Now you can't even buy they have little flash hard drives instead of normal hard drives, and we can't even buy them anymore.
So I'll jump.
I'm making a motion to dispose of.
Second. I have a motion by Commissioner Mars, second by Commissioner Natuno, to declare all this fine computer equipment as salvage. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Unanimous, 5-0.
You want to go repeat it once again?
Number 30, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve interlocal between San Jacinto County Sheriff's Office and the City of Jasper. The City of Jasper?
Yes, sir.
What's that all about?
All right. We're paying Quantum $2,000 a month or $4,000 every two months for a server that's holding WatchGuard data. Jasper has a WatchGuard server that they're not using that will accommodate our needs. And I can get it for free. All we have to do is hook it up and have it running. And they're willing to let us have it on loan as long as we want it.
I'll make that motion.
Wait a minute, they want to let you have it on what?
They have it. They told us that we can use it for as long as we want, unless they want it back. They got a whole new system. They don't even have real people. They don't want to give us the whole. They just want to run it to us. But it's still free, and it's a win-win for us.
They might have got it with some grant funds, and they can't really get rid of it, but they can do it this way.
Correct.
I mean, sometimes that's.
My deal is I'm looking for a way to reduce what we're paying out, and if I could do that by doing this, it's a win-win.
About a month ago, we talked about trying to lower this bill and save costs, and I see y'all have been working on that. Did you ever?
Are you good with this?
Oh, absolutely. It's a great idea. I don't know where y'all found this.
That's what I said. Two y'all, right?
Yeah.
Right.
I second it.
Thanks for going after Mom.
Thank you. Mark made a motion.
I thought Donnie made the motion.
I made the motion.
Donnie made the motion. Mr. Sweeney made the second. Any other comments about that?
Been a busy few days.
When you say a server, my mind thinks about, great big giant computer thing, but it's kind of about the size of a, how big is this thing?
I haven't seen what they got. It could be a tower, and if it is, they're normally larger than desktops, but it could be a rack system.
I see. But whatever
they send, they'll deal with it.
Yeah. Mark, are you going to go pick it up and do it, or y'all want to?
I'll pick it up. I'll bring it back. Mark it.
Okay. I didn't have.
That's great. That way we can start cutting down that bill right off the plan.
I was going to say,
I'll take care of it.
Replacing that vacancy you got?
I got some decent resumes. Just.
Oh, hey.
Good. Good. That's good news.
Hey, Chief, can you give us an update? How many more openings do you have over there? How are you going to
In patrol, I got 4.
4.
And I have all.
No, not the jail. We're thinking about the jail. So when we're thinking, they chomping at the bits, and they worried me to death at that school last week. When can we sign another new contract with Trinity? They're awesome to set aside.
We have actually hired, I want to say, 4.
I was going to
4
say.
new jailers this past week.
Oh, wow. Good job.
Actually, we had 10 new employees come in this past week. Which,
good.
Yes, they're on the ball. No.
I'm wearing her out.
Yes.
All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Ayes have it. Unanimous.
May I ask me, Deputy Joe downstairs?
Just seconds. 4.
You have it on your report there.
I'm checking.
Item number
31, consideration, discussion, and possible vote to approve necessary actions for purchases under the Operation Lone Star Grant. I think they had a separate deal, and I put this on there so we wouldn't never miss a chance to take action. So
That's why.
Anyway, it was already on there, so that's why I didn't want it on there twice. What you got?
All right, well, I'd like to, on the radios, I'd like to postpone that one, make a deal, I want to resubmit a different, the 18,000 for the 4 radios, I want to resubmit that, so I want to take that off of this. But I want to go ahead and talk about the other agenda, the AARP trigger, that is for the grant. And I have submitted all to y'all, all the specs on it, where they're also using the same trigger.
Look at, this document says that the governing body has approved this agreement. It doesn't look, I guess I'll just write myself a place on here.
Have you guys looked at the Lone Star grant and all the stuff that's on it? Have y'all seen it? Have you seen it?
For it.
Yeah,
years in a row,
I had to go ask them, I wanted to see the stuff that they could buy on it. I'm just curious. Screenshot, right?
Yes.
Kind of limited to what's in the application, but the application has got all kinds of options, right?
Yes, sir.
I attempted to print all that out, see that I could put my hands on a hard copy of the application, so I went online to the portal and Valley Sheriff, I think we finally got you named in there where y'all can get in there and do your thing.
Yes, sir.
But I did print it out. I forgot that I didn't bring it over here today, or I could maybe answer that question. You said you wanted to not pursue the radio?
No, I'm just, just postpone it. Yes, sir.
This is what you're buying?
Yes, sir.
For $95,000?
No, sir. $95,000 is what I'm allotted.
The grant is for 95,
And
the
I'm
loan
only
is
gonna
for
spend-
83.
Mine is $83,231.
So you're trying to buy this for $82,000.
That is correct, sir.
So in this section of the grant, in this portion of the grant, there's a section for this amount of money is allotted for this equipment. So that's what.
And in the grant, it tells me specifically what brand I'm buying.
It's very
It
specific.
is not exactly like I have an option.
It's that or nothing.
It's not enough. But, I mean, I could have tried to get more options, but for what we need, the $83,000 subject.
They talk about buying a trailer like this?
I hope it has a,
It's gonna be exactly right.
So I don't have it memorized, so I'm saying that.
hope it has a tractor on it.
Everybody can have all they can back up.
Oh, it's required for the Operation Lone Star grant. There's also some talk about some, I do remember mentioning license plate readers.
That's what this is.
That's it.
Okay, I'm on the same
what it
page.
The camera has,
It ain't just
this
that.
trailer has 2 cameras on it, which is very, very good cameras. They actually can read all 3 cars coming down 3 different lanes at one time.
Right.
And you can set it up where, like, if I'm at an intersection, I can catch it coming northbound and eastbound, depending on which way I want to angle.
They'll set something up like at the border, and they have a car come through there 15 or 20 times, and they'll notify all these agencies. That thing right there will notify them when it's.
Well, like when the car leaves Victoria, then when it comes through Houston, then when it comes through Montgomery County.
It's network with the other.
It is network with the others. Now, we haven't got to the point where I'm going to submit to y'all eventually the program that allows us to actually tie everybody all together. But that's a separate purchase altogether, and I don't think, that hasn't come up yet as far as That'll be coming soon. And while I'm talking to y'all, we also have the grant for rental space. So if y'all have space up in Shepherd, close to the freeway, instead of us renting a space, if y'all have something available for 5 deputies, where it has a couple offices and a bathroom, we're more than happy to discuss that.
Okay.
Because why pay money if we can get it, we already own it.
How much of that space are y'all using over there?
At the EMS quarters, when you walk in the door, there's an office, medium-sized office, and then there's a hallway, bathroom, and then a small storage and a cubby, and then the rest of it is EMS housing.
Do it all 3 or 4 of them?
It'd be a stretch.
Only it's.
They wouldn't necessarily all be there at the same time.
Yeah, they're on the street most of the time, but they do work as a group, like apparatus. They're all together.
Yeah.
So, but the deal is for them to be on the freeway, they have a place for a restroom, a place.
It has its own restroom, separate from EMS, and it has like I said, a broom closet.
Now, is it actually?
I just take y'all over one day and look.
Yeah.
Sure, because because of the equipment and some of the, if we put computers there, it definitely has to be separated. Or we have to have.
And then they could rent it from the ESD, right?
Because that grant would pay for it.
Well, it's your building. Sure.
I don't want to get in no trouble with the Fed, so y'all decide what y'all want to do.
Yeah, they're gonna look at who owns the building.
Yeah.
We know that. Yeah, we don't, we just get it.
Anyways, I'll take you over there. Whatever we need to show it up. If we can accommodate them, hey, I appreciate that.
PR trailer purchase.
I'll second that. Okay, so for the record, that's for
Just the trailer.
license, where are you gonna call it? That's not the radio.
Negative.
So what's the amount on the trailer?
83,000.
Okay, 83,000. I have a motion by Commissioner Sweeney and a second by Commissioner Fortuno to purchase a ALPR surveillance trailer with software for $83,231.85. Any other questions or comment? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. You know, whenever you want to move forward on the radio.
I will have that for us on next agenda.
Yes, sir. Is that it?
Other than next agenda, I'll have you another list of computers.
So you got a good bit of that thing was hiring people. A lot of it was salary. We said we were going to use it. Maybe heavily hiring.
I don't think it's appropriate at this moment to mention the captain that's going to be over, but I think you know him.
Yeah.
And he's bringing on 3 more. I'm waiting on them applications to be given to me by him. So that will be, so we'll have
okay, because we're plugging along and we're halfway through the budget year, and that was for a whole year's budget. We don't want to.
And I've only had it for 2 months.
I know.
Are you doing a good job? We
Appreciate you. So before you leave, let's go back to that. I want to make sure that you're bound this to the procurement process. Through by board.
That is correct.
I just want to make sure we don't want to spend $80,000 and they say, oh no, this is not qualified to get bid out. Just make sure we go on the right that you're doing that. Okay?
And it's on the list.
It says contract HGAG, so up at the very top.
Yes.
So if it's through HGAG, that is one of the through by, so I can make sure.
But holler at me one day when y'all.
I would never do that, Chuck.
Sheriff, when y'all look at that. Sheriff, when y'all look at that building, just holler at me one day.
Sounds good. How about Friday?
That's right.
That sounds good.
That's why birthday on Friday, right?
And I'll make exceptions.
All right. Yeah, I hear you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
Tell my friend,
Yes, ma'am.
gotta go up there and get his.
Item number 6, consider approval of claims. A big one on the other end.
What's for lunch?
I drank that pumpkin drink because I
Bigger than these, might have lost a sandwich or something. Much money's the ESD's got.
I'll call for rehab. Commissioner's court.
Huh?
I don't care. You go out there and catch it. I'm not gonna be in here. I don't know part of that. Software. Trash sheet.
Mr. Deedon, some of that stuff we just talked about is some of the first stuff they purchased.
Okay.
So I don't really have much of evidence of purchasing anything other than I can get you copies of this. And I did print out a copy of that contract. And there's some other guideline stuff. You can click on tabs and it'll show me screens, and I could print out stuff that may not even be germane until I was blue in the face. I want to give you what you want, but I don't want to just click on every tab in there, and it's stuff that I don't even.
It's not only for me, but it's for your commissioner over there as well. He just asked for it.
Huh?
What was that? What happened? Sorry.
We're talking about the Lone Star.
Lone Star, I went over to the sheriff's department, and they showed me, what they, I wanted to know what was the details of
You
it.
just do that instead of having Mr. Leader send you open record.
No, it wasn't. He did that ahead of that.
Okay.
No, I did, I had nothing to do with it. No.
All right. Well, I'll get you what I got, but that's
What I need is hard copies, because my wife won't let me near the computer. So that's where I
And
need.
everything we do is, on that particular print, it's all done through some portal, and I don't print everything out. I just look at it on the computer for the most part. The sheriff probably, they probably still have some of that.
Well, I haven't been over there, and I didn't intend to go over there.
I got you. What did you say, you hadn't been over there?
I haven't been over there.
And you don't intend on going over there?
I don't intend to go over there.
I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't,
It's still.
I mean, I'm not gonna log in and just walk out and say, here's the computer, look at whatever you want to. I can't do that.
No, I'm not asking you.
No, I just want to make sure we're on the same page with it.
Whatever you can give me, because I don't want to know that if you knew what I knew as to what their intentions are, they're not going to be a full-fledged sheriff's department. I want to know what they're required to do, and I want to see it complied with. And if it's not,
I'll see what I can find on
the computer. I know
If it's not, it's gonna be hell of a
anything like, you didn't put a time range either. Anything like for last year, you know, we got hacked and
Seizure.
everything I had on my computer past a certain date is just gone.
Yeah.
But we didn't get any, we were denied the grant anyway. You don't need to copy of our denial
No,
when they applied the first.
no, we're talking about the current situation for 1 million, whatever it is.
Alright.
Where you at, Judge?
What is it? We're just waiting on somebody to have checked up the bills long enough to pay it. Say it. Did we see them?
Nope.
Where are we talking about?
They turn them loose. They told them when they turn them loose.
Did y'all have any problems with any of the bills?
I do have a problem with the bills, and I tried to catch the sheriff department.
And I'm abstaining, so I'm not in this.
Because we got two deals in there for real hard, towing.
I'm not in this.
$1,300, and they're supposed to have a deal if we got,
You want me to call them back here real quick?
well, I mean, I just thought the boat not fair.
I'm not in it.
I didn't see that.
I abstain because I can't. I'm not a part
Well,
of
they
it.
may not know that there's a
$150, one record bid is $150.
It must have been an 18 wheeler.
No, it's that chicken.
It wasn't that. It
It's
wasn't
that cockfight thing. That's what I mean, I would fall. 23.
No, well, it seems always signed off on the affidavit, but I'm sure he doesn't know the situation.
I'm not saying that there was the control.
Oh, I know. I mean, that would be a signature, but these are from, October 23. He comes into all of our offices, DAs, everybody, they sign off, so he's getting.
He's on the way back. He's right out there, he's on his way back.
Pretty sure this was.
Everybody gave us copies of it. I told him,
Every time it's against stuff, but I don't.
We're sitting here trying to look at what you were talking about.
Is it under our report? She's got Catherine Hearing.
Probably in all.
I didn't look at that.
She's got the.
Because you saying there were 300.
yes, because all the rest of
That's
those.
Yeah,
She said,
it's
she
about
said.
half the size of the Sears Harburg County.
This is.
And you still love this.
I'm not in it. No part of it.
What I even asked for.
What makes it wrong?
I still not.
Oh, I see it, it's right here on the front page here, $1,304 twice?
Mr. Jolly is on his way back.
2018 Chevy pickup and a 2014 Dodge pickup. That must be like storage and lots of, I ain't seen the actual bill.
I thought we had our own storage.
We do. Yeah, if it was senior stuff, they wouldn't have hauled it to his lot.
What? Which credit card? Oh, yeah. That people do all that cash working on top floor. It's a bit more expensive, man. I lie to you. There's a Jolly right there.
Well, they got a couple questions about some $1,300.
We walk out, Joe. Excuse me. We walk out.
That's probably something that was on your desk, that never got processed or something. I don't know, because this happened last year, 23, about 2 years ago. You know what we're talking about?
Yes, sir, that extended bill for Will?
Yes.
Wills? Yes. I know exactly what this $2,500 bill is. This happened back when they seized a bunch of vehicles on that chicken fighting deal. They had so many cars. They had cars go to the bar lot, went to Neil's lot, or Will Hall's lot, even went to the other records lot. And then as time has gone on, they reduced all the, got rid of a lot of the cars and moved them out of the lot. But this bill was never paid.
Well, it was. It was paid and it was told in court.
Well, right, for me, it was never paid.
Right.
Yeah, and it was.
Run that by me one more time. Why is it $1,800 a piece?
Well, because $1,300 because they had all these fees on there where they watched all these cars and like I said, all this happened prior to me. And all I can do is go by the deal. And he said, and when he sent over the deal, he showed us where he has communicated with the previous administration and everything. And he even talked with the DA's office, everybody else about it. But it never got paid. And then all of a sudden, a month into I get the bill and I ask about it, and that's how they explained it all to me, that these are all leftover bills that were never paid. And I was under the impression never even turned in.
They were, but I don't know if we can pay a bill that's 2 years old. I mean, we budget every year to pay our bills by the year. And just my take on the seizure bill, if they sold the vehicles and the sheriff's office and the DA spent the money, they should have paid the record and not give us, as the county, a bill.
I think some of these, not every one of these vehicles were seized. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure they sold everyone.
They were seized or they weren't?
I don't know, so I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't know. Somebody said that they were seized.
Oh, no, you said something about it was a chicken raid or something.
Yeah,
It says it on there.
Chicken across the top of it.
Well, that means that's why they took the cars. They see, why?
We've been in a lot of, you still have to go to a seizure hearing, and they didn't get awarded to us.
I agree.
Then they had to go back. But my understanding was this bill was never taken care of by the previous administration. And once I got the bill, I just forwarded it up the chain because
You don't really have a dog.
it's prior to my knowledge.
Well, for one thing, I'm thinking that the record is supposed to haul ours for $125.
Right, a lot of it's on storage, how much they pay.
But we have our own storage.
But once our storage is full, we have to store them somewhere.
Our storage is never been full.
Well, I wasn't there, so I only tell you what I was told.
I'm above not paying. That's my vote.
There's no reflection on you, but they should have took care of this a long time.
Well, sir, there's a lot of things that should have been taken care of, so that I cannot question.
Don't mean we're gonna pay them if they,
So that's totally.
somebody dropped the ball. I don't know anything about this. I remember when they had the big seizure out there off the top 2025 Oak Forest Ranchettes or something. I think that's the top fight that we're talking about. Well, I mean, I don't mind paying the tow bill, but if we normally pay $125 for a county tow, then that's all we should be paying. How does it get to $1,300? We have our own impound yard. I mean, that's all I'm saying. We do that. But maybe he needs to come back and explain that to us, Mr. Hall.
Sir, I'm more than welcome to postpone this and tell him to clear on the agenda to come back next.
And we got some questions. Some of the commissioners have some questions about it.
Sure.
let the record reflect Commissioner Morris doesn't want anything to do with this and stepped out of the room, so he wouldn't be influencing anything at that. That's why he's doing the right thing and not weighing in. All right, thank you, sir. So you're good right in the middle of your chicken fried steak?
No, sir, I was taking care of something for Mark. And then do I need to go ahead and put an agenda for that next, or are y'all going to take care of that?
You just tell him, no, he needs to come to a court and explain to us what's that.
Okay, so I don't need to.
Yeah, you probably have to make it.
All right, no problem. I just want to make sure.
Yes. You didn't create this.
No, sir, I'm just cleaning it up.
Yes.
Thanks.
Thank you, Chief.
All right.
Whatever his name is.
Okay. Are y'all done discussing that?
Commissioner said that back in the morning.
I thought it was like even school or something. Like, what is that here?
Okay, well, we got
Was, are there any other bills that we got issues on?
So, I said, I'll make the motion for the bills except for those two.
I'll second that.
Have a motion by Commissioner Masuno, second by Commissioner Donnelly, Commissioner Morris, motion is to pay all bills except for two bills, $1,304.84 each for all record service. Any other questions or comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it, it's unanimous, 4-0. Item number 7, consider approval of budget amendments and revenue certifications. Further in?
Yes, sir.
And I apologize for getting them to you late.
I had no time to get these, a lot of amendments on there, and I just, there's no hurry on these, is there a way to table that, bring
So
these back?
this is end of year, cleanup for, their budget amendments, and all it is these are departments that are over.
End of the year though, for us, fiscally speaking, would be
For 23, 24 years. So I recommend things for the audit, and these departments are over, and contingency has money in it, so I can take this money from contingency and cover these overages, and we're fine.
General fund contingency.
Oh, Lord, this is the big one. Well, they're all general fund departments, so.
Other expenditures. So we ran over $37,000 in attorney's fees for CPS cases. My God.
So is there everything else?
The bills have already been paid. 23 bucks.
I just had is everything else made whole in that 23 bucks?
Money.
Yes, sir. No, I was that over, but they've been paid.
Well, that plus and minus and trying to follow it.
Everybody's good.
Mine is, I get it this morning.
I
I don't know enough about it to say accurate. That's the only reason I want to pay it, so I can get my arms around it. I mean, and I didn't.
You're not going to vote for it, I guess you don't have to, but
you got, y'all.
you're welcome to go, like the CPS, I don't know which one of the district judges and lawyers, I suspect they both do, and they go to CPS court. They ran over $37,000. I think you ought to get you a pretty settlement. You can't do that. I'll let you do that.
And then there's the other, let's see.
Sheriff's Office vehicle repair, they ran over 12,000. You know, we bought, I don't know how many cars we bought in the last few years, 8 or 10. We bought a lot of cars here in the last year or two. You'd think that would knock down the repair bill.
Well, their overall budget was over 12,000. That's why I put the whole budget in there for each department. If you look,
What do you mean their overall budget?
their overall budget went over 12,000.
Just on the. You're saying it wasn't just,
It
wasn't
was
just
a
vehicle repair?
multiple, the whole fund for the whole department is only over 12,000.
But you couldn't just pick
Yeah, I
one line.
just picked one line that had the highest.
You
in
probably
there.
should have picked contract and services because we spent $150,000 that we didn't even have a legal contract on for computer services. That would have been a more, everybody know what you're talking about then.
Well, the first one was the one that was over the most, so.
Oh, it was? But you're just cleaning it up.
I'm just cleaning up in here. That's all it is. And we had enough money in contingency to take care of all of it, so.
Mr. Morris just flat leave? No.
He's not us,
When you got like that, obviously, transportation, sir, when you got the last page, I thought it was just, transportation, they got what, 120,000 expenses in there, and it's over 6,600.
Somebody dies, JP makes a call, whether or not it's, whether
You
they
really
go over
don't have
an
control
autopsy.
over that. I got it, he's gonna.
Some of the new JPs are a little more susceptible to, if they don't know, go ahead and order an autopsy, and it costs.
Oh, no, I got you. And so they end up going over, it looks like 15,000, 16,000.
Yes.
And so they.
We got no control over how many people die and how many people they're gonna order autopsies.
Because if it's any kind of suspicion, they're gonna have to go.
But you pull out there 16,040 somewhere, and then you gave it with a zero amount, and not a plus or a minus. But that is supposed to be over the budget, right? I mean, if
They went over.
Yeah.
We can't say, well, sorry.
Yeah.
We can't pay the funeral home because, or the pathologist, 'cause we got no choice. Some of them we just gotta eat.
But on that particular one, she covered it with the 16,000 and making zeros.
Right.
We're over the one before, it
We
was
put a
12,000.
contingency fund in the budget just for this sort of thing. When we run over, and that's where she took it out of.
Can you do it out of what? About the one before that was 12,000 over.
Thwart in my efforts to, so that my vigilant efforts to increase the fund balance in the general fund.
So what was the budget?
$92,000
in the general fund?
go in the general fund.
This is
What you looked at is
This
this.
sign, that,
290, that's how.
did we give it to?
And but she doesn't show what she pulls that.
That's an
It's
audit
just
doing.
line item transfers, it's coming out of the contingency.
When I get a good draft of it, then I can.
So, no,
We're gonna vote on it. She needs to clean it up, because we're getting outside audits. And we're gonna have a single audit done by a certain time of year.
we don't do grants.
We-
It's a balance, it's sunset.
Before you did that, that's like, get this.
So we did this. I don't blame you if you're.
Take it out.
Yeah. It's a huge contingency to put the vote on.
No.
It's just, you know,
Okay.
disrespect.
No, I guess pretty sure I'll be ready to go.
Are you talking about what you budgeted?
No, the 13th month audit report.
Only budget is when it's final.
It is 13.
13, we didn't have anything out of fund balance. We had money going into fund balance.
It's only, no, I didn't see anything else in
But we got money going into fund balance.
Yes.
I
say, you might
So,
Can we get a motion to approve these budget amendments? We got to eat, and I got a docket at 2:00.
I'll make the motion.
I have a motion to approve the budget amendments and revenue certifications, if there are any, by Commissioner Domney. Can I get a second?
I'll second that.
I'm saying I wasn't here.
I have a second by Commissioner Matuno. Any questions? Further questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed or abstaining? You're abstaining or abstaining? All right, ayes have it, it's 4-0 and 1 abstention. Commissioner.
3-2.
3-2.
Yeah. Abstain.
302, I'm sorry. Yes, sir, I'm sorry. Abstain. Mr. Mars and Commissioner Sweeney. Item number 8, consider approval of minutes of meetings.
See, trust me,
Working on it.
I'm trying, I think broke around here. What do you do?
Commissioner abstained.
No, I just want to give you another excuse to come shut.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
I have a motion by Commissioner Matuno to approve the minutes. Second by Commissioner Sweeney. Any other questions? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous, 5-0. Next, we have item number 9 in our file item. Receive and consider approval of January 2025 departmental reports.
So I'll make a motion to approve the reports except for Constable Precinct 2, Fire Marshal, and Animal Control.
I'll second that.
I have a motion by Commissioner Matuno, a second by Commissioner Mars. Any questions or concerns? Yes, sir. The exceptions are, there's no precinct 2 constable report, no fire marshal, and no animal control.
I believe the fire marshal's on fire. I thought we had a fire marshal on there. Oh, she got it in. Whatever Michelle said, she put those together.
Animal control is not in the sheriff's report.
I didn't see it.
We never have formally assigned that, but everybody's operating under the assumption that he wants it. He does a fine job with it. But, yeah, here it is. No, that's just a cover sheet. Not actually a report. Any other comments? All in favor say aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. It's unanimous. 5-0. I guess I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Any second? Second. All in favor say aye. Thank you very much. The ayes have it.